Hey everyone. It's been a little bit since we did Arc Knights, which is crazy. I mean, to be fair, I also never kind of getting a habit that I'm like streaming almost every night, which is good. It is mostly good for me. But yes, we are busy with Limpus, which was fun yesterday, and a bit of Destiny. There probably will also be more Destiny at some point again. But hey, we have to get into peak, aka Arc Knight Stormy, so we're gonna do that. We have I'm very curious where this now goes, since I feel like most of the stuff already got resolved at the end of CT5. We stopped the summoning of basically the Witch King. We destroyed this. We kind of destroyed the Spire. We kind of figured out who was behind it. We have almost caught Virtuosa, basically. So I'm curious. Unfinished Fuge has no ending. Justice and Die conspiracies have not reached their conclusion. That is Viviana. I really like her. The rising of the Ortica's secret chamber destroyed the original plate of Ludwig's Universität. Coupled with the influence of her concerns arts, the school can no longer function normally. Well, there goes our public education. Bye-bye. For now, the Empress's boys have taken over the cleanup operation from the gendarmerie. Unaffected students and faculty have been relocated to neighboring Ostendorf. The cleanup will take about a week. Thereafter, they will be able to return to campus. No need. Ludwig's Universität's library will be relocated to Neu-Leopoldshof and fall under the purview of the Reichsmuseum. I guess it makes sense to give the library to a museum somewhat, but kinda really sounds like it will not be accessible to the public anymore then. The other campuses and faculties will be merged into the Reichskunstakademie in Bachshof. Gesatzwächter will be in charge of disposing of all of the remaining plates belonging to Ortica. Aww. But then Ludwig's Universität will become history. Your Majesty. Are you surprised? When I received the summon, I thought... You thought it would be Lieselotte. My apologies. You did well. Lieselotte thinks very highly of you. Dankeschön, Your Majesty. We hadn't quizzed us with your presence yesterday. It's behind us. No need to speak of it again. Majesty, there's one other thing. Oh? Arturia, wandered Sancta, bumped into her, and she mentioned my father. I would like to know if she had something to do with his death, if you would permit me. We've been over this, Hochberg. The case of the Witch King's remains stealing a copy of the Gülden Gesetz has been closed. Is it fully closed though? I guess we did not really address why the Empresses are kinda acting independently, but it also sounds like it's just a common thing, which sounds kinda fucked up. Brand? Your Majesty, you are here as well. Have you come to see Cora? She's currently rehearsing the Gülden Gesetz. The delay caused by the Witch King's remains has us all worried about tomorrow's performance. Rest assured, the movement is flawless at all times. Cora said the same. How long have you gone without a break? Why not take a vacation after the celebration? You could go back to Stormland together. Not as a Reichsorchester tuner and Gesetzwächter, but as Cora and Brand. This is a reward, not a punishment. For mopping up the Witch King's remains. You and Viviana have done fine work, and I've taken notice. Just remember that opportunity does not last forever. Some things must be said before it's too late. Thank you, Your Majesty, for the reminder. And another thing, I need at least 20 Gesatzwächter for tomorrow's celebration. What? Does Grimmach know about this? Every year, das Kaiserinnenfest begins with Reichsorchester's performance of the Güldenes Gesetz and ends with my duet with Hildegard. I wonder, this year, will the people still appreciate our performance? I have no doubt, Majesty. I feel like there's some that want the good old days back for some reason. Could I ask you a question, Brand? By all means. Assume your most prized possession has a crack in it. Would you turn a blind eye to it? Pretend you didn't notice. We're going to leave Zwillingstürme? Artillery is under control. I will return to Tavano and report to His Holiness the Pope. We will subsequently seek formal legal cooperation from Lithuanian. Alright, but I should remind you, tomorrow is das Kaiserinnenfest. Zwillingstürme will be very lively. Young people from other regions, even other countries, will all join in the merrymaking. Correct. I'd noticed an increase in food traffic. Makes sense, makes sense. You know, he is at least observant. That's what matters. And so, I want to ask, the Executor, won't you stay just one more day? I mean, honestly, it might be easier to... actually, it might be better to get out when everybody gets out of after the celebrations again, right? So maybe he is doing the smart thing and leaving early. Otherwise, he will be like stuck in foot traffic and everything. He knows what he's doing. He is a professional. Please explain why I do that. Materia has been apprehended. The copy of the Gilden's Gesetz has been recovered. The Witch King's remains have been more or less wiped out. It seems like everything's all taken care of, but I can't shake this uneasy feeling. Krimacht says I have a unique sense for danger. I mean, of course, it might just be my imagination. Nah, there's more notes. You have a point. You have a point. For matters pertaining to internal Lithuanian affairs, I suggest you confer with your Empress. She's been too busy to see me today. Feels bad. So that's why you have time to escort me out of the city. I'd assumed this was an official duty. Ah, see, you actually made a friend. A duty? No, it's not my duty to monitor you. And, having come all the way to Zwillingstürme, wouldn't you like to stay a bit longer? Make some new friends. See the sights. Friends and sights? Are you looking at that coffee shop? Hey, a good show, you know? I could think Loris recommended it before I leave. Herr Sancta? Ja, Julias brother, Jan. We work at this coffee shop. Yeah, I need to save money so I can study abroad when I'm ready. I thought I'd never see you again. I've heard that executors of the Lateran Notarial Hall carry out the wills of Lateran citizens. Is that right? Acceptable summary. And you also solve cases. Since it's part of a binding document. I will do everything in my power to carry it out. Wunderbar. Loris left me a key before he died. He said there were clues about my sister's case in his house. Right, I guess he did not wipe up that, so there's also gonna be another thing. I'm not a detective after all. Wasn't sure who to give the key to. Let's go. As a nice vacation, Federico can do more police work. This is the residence of Loris Borden. This is the home in Zwillingstürme. You barely known Borden for an afternoon and he left you his entire house? But he left me a clues to a case. Look. The wall. The table. The drawers. Everywhere. Yeah, the man didn't clean up. These are all clues regarding Julia Schüler. Okay, that is like Hideo Kojima kind of naming convention. How are we naming the student? We need a last name. I feel just to write student. The girl who disappeared over 10 years ago. And a letter. Lewis claimed to have accepted defeat, but actually never gave up on the case. I almost forgot that you're a case-solving machine. Even if the meteor Graphen granted you the tallest spire in Zwillingstürme, you'd hardly blink, would you? A false premise, that is. There's no precedent for Lateran Saint being conferred a title by another country. See, don't waste your time thinking about hypotheticals that never come true. That's wasted capacity you could be spending solving cases, baby. And what do you have to do with the Lateran Sainthood? Are you suggesting that you, her executor, bear the title of saint? Yes. I love this man. Like, the founders and the popes? I'm unclear on what you mean by like in this context, but normally, yes. I may need to reiterate our need to monitor you, Herr Saint. You are an executor to Nemphis. I'd assumed you had some familiarity with my background. I thought I did too. Do not worry. Whether or not I hold the title of Saint is not particularly relevant to my work in Lithanian. Yeah, but, you know, if something happens to you, that would be a whole political affair at that point between Lithanian and Laterano for sure. My executorial duty is to capture Ituria, as well as executing the wills of Lateran citizens. As the Ituria case is on temporary hold, fulfilling the will of Loris Borden is my next objective. Was that hesitation? I've never seen you hesitate before. I still have questions about the Ituria case. What questions? I need to think. Oh no. Thinking, the spookiest thing. Ludovico looks at the piano to the side of the room. Like most Lithanians, Loris had musical instruments in his home. However, judging from the many files and folders on his bench, he did not play the piano often. Simply tap the black and white keys in a certain rhythm, and the melody will be created. I feel like they kinda underselling how much talent or practice you need to be good at making something that is pleasant to the ears here. People have taken such immediate feedback for granted, but there are still many questions that, once sprouted, are pushed away unanswered. Man knows how to play the piano. Let's go. It makes some sense. The piece you just played. Is this the one from yesterday at Ludwig's Universität? The Tod des Hexenkönigs. Ituria interpreted the emotions of Loris Borden and Brand Reiner, as well as the others who witnessed the Witch King's demise. She turned the strongest feelings into notes, creating this piece. I wanted to know what she discovered in those emotions. The notes may be the same, but the feelings are so different. Executor, are you and Ituria really related by blood? I was playing an instrument with their crime. I mean, it's not that bad, my man. Okay, you know, you're throwing me under the bus here. It's better what I would ever be doing for my whole life. Might be arrested as soon as you step out the door. I did not play a single note wrong. There was no emotion whatsoever. Have you ever seen this man? Come on, Michael. You can't even quest music by memorizing its rules. You have to picture the emotion it conveys. For example, Loris Borden. You have to become him. Imagine the night he charged into the Witch King's spire. Picture how he became a hero, how crestfallen he was by Julia's case, and... He's doing it, he's channeling emotions. When you're finally forced to doubt yourself, and find yourself wavering, lost like me, you will realize that you need a strength, a reason. And that's when you'll discover that the law offers no guidance. It's Clomar again. Why do barriers never case to be? Is mankind doomed never to understand one another? The tiniest chaos is enough to shatter the order. Excuse me, my voice. The moment confusion envelops, people begin to hurt one another. Each era has its own trials and tribulations, for which we can only prepare to the best of our ability. It is certain, however, that you have been chosen because it believes that you have the ability to respond to the unknown. You are well aware that there's another besides yourself very unique among the Sancta. Bring her back, if possible. I need to meet with her face to face. Fede, your whole life you have been different. Different from all the others. Can you really not see everything I see in the music? He learned the superpower of empathy. Thanks to Quimmacht, both my ears and my soul have been saved. Sure. A failed attempt, I take it. Let's not try that again. I have to acknowledge that some people simply lack the talent for music. You are not wrong. Yes, I cannot empathize with Loris or anyone else, nor do I see the illusions created by the notes. But I do have realized that emotions are also information. It kind of tells you a lot what the person is like, right? What do you mean by that? As you said, Arturia's performances are completely different from mine. The notes arranged in order have no inherent meaning, but with added emotion, become a piece of music beloved by you people. And so, I've come to understand that emotion is a kind of additional information. That is a very emotionless take on emotions. Arturia played her music, playing the hearts of Loris and others to extract information from their powerful emotions that even they themselves could not retrieve. This is something only Arturia can do. Her objective has not yet been achieved, nor will she abandon it. There will be even greater chaos in the coming days, here in Zwillingstürme. Hey, what if there would be a big concert celebration, huh? Wouldn't be funky if that gets hijacked. Are you certain? I could spend time explaining the final logic to you, but I assess that you will find it difficult to share my thought process. As such, I suggest you consider my conclusion a kind of intuition. Executor, there's someone you should see. She can help you. Congratulations, you're about to be rid of me. What? Shouldn't say such things. What would you rather hear? Mockery, anger, curses? Or a seemingly invincible enemy pulled straight from a story begging for mercy before their departure from the stage? Don't forget, you wanted to see me. Whenever you have doubts, you unconsciously seek out my voice. You want to hear me deny you, and then, in denying me, you can win some silly comfort for yourself. It's not I who needs you. You need me. Bloodline of Ortica. Ranz and Holz. Without me, what does your future hold? It is done. What do you mean? What's done? I've removed the voice of Vandane from your head. But why do I still hear the voices? But nothing happened. Is that it? I could never summon the Genesis horn in the first place. It's like watching a crowd of people nervously gathering to light a fuse and blow Zwillingstürme up. When you hear a soft pop, like a Klumpenzer suppressing fart. But didn't you say the melody of the Witch King could open the door to the Genesis horn? Yes, the right melody. You think you can open a locked door with any old key? Don't compare my research on Herkunftszorn with the pile of rubbish they stuffed into your brain. Those idiots in the infected bombing couldn't manage a thing. The voice of the mundane. Do the people who come up with this stuff even know the difference between a proper creation and a belch? Now this is where you can tell me exposition, right? Was it Gerhard who filled your heads with all this? Would you mind if I dug him up and knocked him around a bit more? But it told me the voice of mundane housed the Witch King's avatar. 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 That'd be like me rolling my soul into a ball and tossing it into the amphitheater beneath the spire for your stupid lamps to kick about. You really think that can be done? That's enough, boy. I'm in a bad mood. A positively rotten one. I thought by doing this one last favor for Grimmacht, I'd be able to take my things and finally be rid of this wretched place. Would have thought those masked morons would make a fool of me. No, they made a whole circus. I should have Ermengarde look me over, see if a Lich Ace has any effect on his brain. Sorry, you actually have dementia. He said, the voice of Mundanus does noise. That's certainly a melody left by the Witch King, that's true. But Gerhard and his men misunderstood its power. This isn't the key to the Witch King's legacy. Then what about the voice in my head? I don't understand the arts behind it. You might just be mentally ill. Have you tried visiting a fear point and get therapy and, you know, get yourself checked out? The problem of the voice of mundane has been resolved. You may still suffer headaches and hallucinations. I expect they won't be so bad going forward. Just to be safe, you should stay here and rest a while, and leave Zwillingstürme after das Kaiserinnenfest. So, the voice is just my imagination then. All these years? And all of my struggles were just in my head? In a somewhat more figurative sense? Apparently, I have nothing whatsoever to do with any grand plans of those lofty conspirators. And to speak of killing myself before I went mad, I've been mad for a long time. I don't have time to discuss this with you. Right. Your grandfather says that the rubbish in my head tainted the research in Herkunftszone. So why care about me, inferior product? Particularly after we've known that none of his power lies within me. You can summon a catastrophe cloud with a wave of my hand, or can I cleave a spire with a swing of the sword? But hey, you can kill bosses? What do you want? Power is still there, since you've removed the voice of mundane. Why not kill me? The voice of mundane is not the key, meaning I'm no use of the twin emphasis. Why not burn me and mine to the ashes? Like all the experiments of the Witch King ever. Because there's no need? Is that it? And what about my brother? He died. He died because of his stupid plan, like to borrow a phrase, like a Gloomfencer's depressing fart. Such nonsense. Such irony. He was grateful, you know? Right up until he died. Grateful for our meeting. Grateful for the instructor who taught him the cello. Our meeting was exploited by Gertrude. The teacher I admired was mixed up with the Witch King's remains. Now you tell me? You tell me the voice of mundane was all a wacky misunderstanding the entire time? So we lived, died, met, parted. All for what? Where is the meaning in any of it? Alright, if you want an answer, I'll tell you. You're right, there was no meaning in any of it. Set aside the Ortica name, without the voice of mundane, and nothing but a self-absorbed, self-harming, self-destructive empty shell of a pretty boy. Hey, at least he called you pretty. Perfect. You finally did it. Now take up your arts unit. Why not unwrap the bandages on your sword? That would make this execution go even smoother. The man before me is unworthy of it. Even now, you just have to humiliate and fight back. Prove me wrong by your actions. You loathe the bloodline of the Witch King, but have you ever sought out the victims of his persecution? To make amends, to help them, to compensate them. You loathe the title of Graf Ortica, but have you ever looked into the safety of the commoners? Taken note of the decline of your domain, caught between the twin empresses and the Witch King's remains? You lament being the only survivor, but you've not been cherishing the life ahead of you. Instead, you constantly throw yourself into danger. Well, this is gonna be rough to hear for Ebonholz for sure, but maybe we will have Ebonholz character development. You see you are a prisoner of your spire, but who, in the end, has ever looked beyond his cage at anyone else? Lessing's sword moves so quickly that dodging is nearly impossible. He's barely spoken so many words in one breath. At first, Ebonholz had no intention of dodging, but almost instinctively, the Witcham dice float into the air. Hearts pour out uncontrollably, like fiery rage. Blood, title, duty. Everything was forced upon me by my fate. I tried. I stood against it. In the end, tell me there was never any need to. Why? Why did I have to go through all this when I'm nobody at all? That's the glory of being a nobody. You still have to suffer. Welcome to terror. Lessing's sword passes against Ebonholz's foot. The Witcham dice fall to the side. The battle is over. The outcome is a prize to no one. Our fight against fate never belonged to any of us. And so, what does the suffering we've endured even count for? I now received the noblest education, and I don't throw around words like fate. I know that all the suffering is real. I've seen street hawkers beaten by the gendarmerie in the alleyways. I've seen old men freeze to death on the roadside after losing their farmland to the rural nobility. You'll never see the Witch King, the twin empresses, or a Kurfürsten in their life. You'll never have the time or energy to contemplate fate, suffering, or meaning. That's life in the shadow of the spires, for the great masses of Lithanian. I know, Lithanians might have some problems. No one can overcome an abstract concept. If you want revenge, choose a concrete target. The Witch King, the twin empresses, are still living remnants. We fight to survive. We don't stop until our own blood or that of our enemies runs dry. Okay, I don't know if you're telling somebody that your motivation to live should be revenge is a good idea, but I guess it's something. Fight. The Witch King's legacy still exists wherever it is. I may be shrouded in darkness, may find it at any moment, and use it to unleash suffering on the great masses once again. You can stay in the spire and continue lamenting your fate. You can challenge me again and buy by my hand. Or you can join me in seeking the Witch King's legacy. Help me find the true culprit, who may still be alive in some form. Choose. Ebonholz feels the sword against his throat, still wrapped in bandages. Had not wrapped, he would have smelled blood. Of course, this does not mean that Lessing can kill him. Roy's expression is cold, but his eyes burn with anger. Yeah, you know, it's just gonna be more painful. Why is he angry? Why does he still have expectations for a man like him? Would you kindly pass me an arts unit? Oh, you cannot just switch away like that. He might slowly find a reason to live. Why aren't they here? Frau Hochberg? What is it you're looking for? Sketches. Peter Seaman's drawings. Since Herein and I left, has anyone else been in this room? No suspicious individuals, meine Dame. After you and Herr Gesatzwächter left, Imperial casters carefully inspected the entire alley. After confirming no traces of the Witch King's remains and no dangerous witchcraft or items, they left. Are the drawings you're looking for involved in some important case? A case? Rihanna recalls Grimacht's words. The case of the Witch King's remains stealing a copy of the Güldenes Gesetz has been closed. No. It's merely personal. For Seaman's work is incredibly beautiful. Always evokes some marigold memories in me. Please don't alert the others though. I don't want too many people to know I've been here. Of course, rest assured. Gendarmerie will never disclose your movements. So lovely. Marigolds, sunlight. Such beautiful things tend to inspire creativity and nurture emotion. Yeah, that's why you should touch graphs more often. The game has a good point. No wonder so many Lithuanian artists love this alley. Werner von Hochberg. He was obsessed with it until the day he died. Might you be Frau Giallo? And you're taken away by Grimacht's casters. I'm certainly not here. You only went insane. You didn't really bump into your father back there either. This is all in your imagination. It's very nice hallucination of you to actually be honest. This is also an effect of your arts. You're rather skilled in original arts yourself. What do you think? I haven't noticed anything unusual. People often misunderstand my arts. The truth is, I can't do very much at all. People are just ignorant of their own hearts. Or even if they do know, they're unwilling to face themselves. I told you the first time we met, my melodies resonate with the emotions deep inside the human heart. Once they ripple, they're hard to ignore. It's you who wants to change your father's fate. The one talking to you now. Well, I'm afraid it's you yourself. Is that so? You yearn to know the cause of your father's death. I mean, very natural thing. You fear that the conspiracy of the Witch King's remains is not yet through. You suspect that the farce performed at Ludwig's Universität was just a diversion. You wonder if perhaps the Kaiserin wanted to kill the Kurfürst. Nein. But you see, you can't hold back the birth of this thought. If your father were standing here, what would he do? My father? He wouldn't do anything. He would accept fate's plan and turn away. Yeah, but, I feel like the big theme of the side story is to not just go with your presumed fate, fight for what you love and hold dear instead. Basic concept. Even though he would go on to live with endless pain and regret? And so, what about you? Would you do the same? He and I... Frau Giallo? Do not mistake me for that distant relative of mine. There's no need for you to brandish your arts unit in my direction. This whole area is encircled by Lithuanian's finest gendarmerie. Who are you, Herr Sancta? I'm an I work with Michael. Michael is a good boy. I guess I can trust you? That went surprisingly well. At Michael's suggestion, I would like to provide a clue regarding Arturia. What is it? There's a high probability that she's planning an even more serious incident. Signora Viviana von Hochberg. It is my hope that we can cooperate and put a stop to her plans. So how could this not be peak Viviana and FedEx working together? The ball is finally over, and the dancers remove their masks. Why can I still not see your face? That is... I mean, we just pile up on this. This should be fine. Yeah, I think... you know what? I still need to build more this team. It's a bit sad. To be fair, I should get Sonis there. I really hope that after the Wang event I can finish leveling up all the Lifanian people. Stop knocking on the windowsill. Are you trying to send a secret message? Nah, she's just making music. As you can see, I'm unable to play my cello because it's been arts locked. It is uncomfortable. Unless you would care to join me for a chat. Absolutely not. Very well then. I suppose I'll have to wait for another guest. Try anything funny, and we'll bind your arms and legs of arts. Probably should have done that to begin with. My apologies, but Kilmacht has forbidden anyone from meeting with Arturia. Not even Empress's voice? No exceptions. And what about Ewig Gnades envoy? Ewig Gnades sent you? Was that not clear enough? Oh, this is a surprise. I think you'd be the first to come and see me. This is the second time we've met, Arturia. Oh, more than that, I would think. How many times have we met and the sound of music? I see your words are as mysterious as your music and yourself. She just loves vague posting. Also, hey Musty, how are you doing? Thank you for the wait. Did the Masters travel? Did you finish it? Was it good? Actually, I've heard people say it's one of the not so great written side stories, but I will see when I get there in like 5 years. But yeah, this is peak. Look at her. She's beautiful, and she is now working together with FedEx, so what else could I want? Me? Mysterious? On the contrary, I'm far more open and frank than most. So an Empress's voice, a paragon of law and order, has come to meet with a dangerous felon alone, even going as far to fake an Empress's orders to do so. It must have taken quite a bit of determination. The newer wasn't sent by Ewig Gnade? There's nothing she could possibly want to ask me. But you, Viviana, your face is full of question marks. So, what would you like to know from your former enemy? Universal Survey, and it is peak, let's go. Allow me to guess. I'm doing good. I feel like I didn't do much today, which is bad. Did you do the Trials for Navigator yet that is up right now? Did you do any of the stages? I did like finish the first 2 and did the first one of the third. And so far, it's a lot easier than the last time the event was around because, man, you know, actually I have a good team, so I didn't struggle so far yet, and it's just nice to do. And to try that tomorrow makes sense. Allow me to guess. You want to know the truth behind your father's death. Yeah. That's that. Not used to answering questions. I need to offer you something in exchange. But wait, How about you simply open yourself up to me? Allow me to search your heart. That's... Oh. Pardon my impertinence. Let's tell a story together, as usual. Okay. Why is this looking so cute? Do not fall for a smile. Once upon a time, there was a child who lived on top of a tower in the middle of a storm. Until the age of 9, she never left her little room in the tower. You know don't give me that look. Like I said, it's simply a story we're telling together. Sorry, I stalked your Wikipedia page. I fell for that smile. No! I mean, I'm curious how I will feel about her after her whole storyline is done, or at least once I'm done with this. But, you know, I don't think she's a nice person overall, even if she just, you know, wants to bring out the emotions of people, you know? It's... I don't think she's just nice and benevolent with that. Imagine that you're a part of it, and reach out to yourself. Very well. Tell me, what is it about the tower that left the deepest impression on the child? The window. It was a small room. The window was small too. You should read the TOS operator record after this. I guess I can do it on the wiki or something. That's not like so if you really don't want to. Well, imagine having virtuoso. Depending on how interested I am, I will look into it. It was a small room. The window was small too. You could reach out and touch the cold, wet clouds. The storms rarely abate in Stormland, do they? Man, that's why it's called Stormland. It makes so much sense. Yeah. Dark lightning often knocked at the window. My mother would hold me, telling stories and reading me poems in a soft, gentle voice. What about your father? One night a week, he would come to the spire where I lived, bringing me books and teaching me to play instruments. I looked forward to these meetings. Did you leave your room and wait for him at the top of the staircase when it was almost time? I was little, but I stopped. What happened? The skies were very dark that day. It had been a long time my father's last visit. I was out of candles, and I wanted to find some. So I went further than I usually did. Die Zwillingstürme müsste ich auch mal langsam beenden. It is such a good side story. I saw so many children and adults. The music combined with the laughter was louder than the thunder. That's when you realized that not every child had to stay in their room like you did. That they could hold their parents' hands and dance and sing to their heart's delight. Yeah. Did you see your father there? Did you look for him? I wanted to, but my mother pulled me back. She covered my ears, tried to cover my eyes too. It hurt a bit, but I didn't dare say anything. She brought you back to your little room. Did you look up? Nein, I kept my eyes closed. I heard my mother crying, but I didn't dare look at her. I didn't dare. Oh, I feel like Rihanna's doing something wrong about the whole thing of questioning Arturia. I think it's kind of turned around the other way. Yeah. I didn't dare go down the stairs. I didn't dare look for my father anymore. I never looked up again. Even after my mother passed away, my father sent me away from the spire. Why not? My father was a Kurfürst. Juliana's a Dumbus. I forgive her for being a Dumbus. He and my mother weren't married. My existence was a secret that would hurt my mother and make things difficult for my father. Anyone found out? No, that's not what I'm asking. How did you feel? Me? You were the one trapped in the spire. You were the one forbidden to recognize your father. You were the one who watched your mother waste away. You were the one sent away from home. When you went to Casimir's and decided to become a knight, you held a sliver of expectation. After all, the stories of your childhood, the stories about knights, had long been your source of comfort. But you soon realized you were no more than a puppet of the General Chamber of Commerce. Even your childhood in the spy was boiled down to an exotic label. The Lifanian. Advertisement destined to sell in the markets of both countries. Hey, you know, you gotta take what you have, okay? Like, if that gives you job opportunities, then find yourself a Lifanian knight. You left the arena after getting on the wrong side of the KGCC. You thought you would finally have some peace and quiet, only to be summoned back to Lifanian by a letter from your father. Once again, you find your fate written by another. Legitimate child, competition knight, Empress's voice. You never chose any of these identities. Well, he's gonna get to choose if she wants to actually be an Empress's voice, right? So that's something. And it all started on that spire, the top of the stairs. You're right. It's been so many years, but sometimes I feel like I'm still there. Like I never left it. Once again, think back to the memory that left the deepest impression. That day, when your father took your hand and descended the seemingly endless stairs. I didn't look up. I couldn't. If I did, I would see the tear stains on my face. No, and the tears in my eyes. She might be a Dumbus, but she's a precious Dumbus, okay? Anger. I already lost my mother. Why are you pushing me away like this? Yeah, I had nothing. Why abandon me? I already lost my mother. Why did I have to lose my father too? Why couldn't you have waited in Marigold Alley just a little longer? Why did you wait for me to come back, only to leave me again once I'd returned with hope in my heart? Fear does not answer. And Viviano's just gonna have like gonna crash out and have a breakdown right there. And she's just there tapping on the table for music. She simply gazes at Viviana, at the ripples in the lake of her eyes. If silence can be considered an expression of sound, then their emotions could resonate even without a melody. Anger, frustration, pain. Same emotions reflected in Arturia's eyes. She sighs and awakens the dreamer from her memory with gentle words. That's enough story time. Right, what did we learn? Never have heart-to-heart with Arturia. It's a trap. Kurfürst Werner was my friend, Viviana. Our meeting was so ordinary, that's hardly worth mentioning. He was a high noble, but also sensitive and romantic artist. We often spoke about music. A few months ago, his envoy found me where I was traveling. He knew his days were numbered. All he wanted to see was his beloved again, through my music. Man, that is romantic at least. He wanted to see Mother? Not just Lucinda, but you as well. Werner did reminisce about his romance with Lucinda, but he spent even more time in that little room on the spire. Those nights with you and your mother were his only comfort in those painful early days as Kurfürst. That's how I knew your story. So it wasn't... No, I did not use arts on you. I'd already met you countless times to Werner's mind's eye. That's like cheating, though. You must hear this often, but you really are so much like your father. I know. It was only when I saw you in person that I realized. You're more than just that flickering candle. More than what? You're so much stronger, so much tougher than a candle flame. Now, I've told you everything I could. Kurfürst Werner died over the copy of the Goldene Gesetz. On that matter, you know as much as I do. He told me he knew his end was coming, which means he knew he would die. Correct. Protecting the Goldene Gesetz was his role to the twins and the studious Kurfürst of Sturmland. Whether it was the movement or its loss, the responsibility and blame lies solely on Sturmland. Only by giving his life for it could he protect his loved ones and Haus Hochberg, and by ridding himself of a ticking time bomb. It was all for the Goldene Gesetz? I think I understand. One last bit of advice, to thank you for your trust and sincerity. When I first saw you, I also saw the shadow behind you. But now it's growing, filling the entire staircase outside. Danke, Arturia, for the answers. My dear Viviana, how pitiful, how noble. Will you be swallowed by the shadow? Nah, she wouldn't. She will triumph. She will triumph over fate. She will fight. She will like shine brightly and yes, we don't talk what happens to candles that shine brightly. Made it. You move so quickly here, Erich. I could hardly keep up. Pardon my excitement. I thought I wouldn't be able to leave Sturmland, but the Empress's voice delayed the visit. Kurfürst succession ceremonies rarely take this long. Not since the reign of the Witch King. Stop worrying. While in Zwillingstürme, what could be more important than seeing their majesties? Hurry, we may even secure a seat closer to the twin spires before anyone else arrives. Hey, why is that man not moving? Jesus, Dad. Guten Tag. Oh, he's just having a mental breakdown. Are you here for this Kaiserinnenfest too? I suppose so. Where's the instrument then? What are you going to do for the ensemble? The ensemble? The ensemble of the Goldene Gesetz. The most important part of the ceremony, bathing in the glory of both the Golden Melody and Lithanian. This is my master's first time attending. I have his flute with me. Ah, of course. Do forgive my noisiness. Which Kreis do you hail from? Doesn't matter. Oh no, I don't mean to pry. Only that it's customary for those from the same Kreis to stand together. I see. Please go ahead, we will follow. Oh, very good then. I mean, danke mein Herr. May Grimmacht's glory and ewige Gnades blessings orbit you like the sun. Yeah, it's gonna be just a nice party. Seeing the Twin Empress's spires for the first time. Weit was of ewige Gnade, the eternal grace. The black blade of Grimmacht, the austere authority. The two spires resemble them so very much. They just painted one white and the other black. But you go you. The twin spires are Zwillingstürme's namesake. They're the pride of Lithanian. No matter how beautiful, they're no more than two elevated cages. An apt metaphor. Das Kaiserinnenfest is it's for all Athenians, but only nobles are allowed to join the ensemble at the amphitheater. It is, in fact, a performance of an arts ritual, and we're gonna fucking explode it. A ritual? You see the bridge connecting the spires? That's where the twin emphasizes play every year. The sound of the pipe organ and violin, amplified by the resonance between the buildings, butting to the every corner of Zwillingstürme. But yeah, it's time for a quick break, and I get to actually stretch my back. So see you all in 3 minutes. I hope. But why does it feel like if I not press the button manually and just wait out the timer, then it's fucked up? Here we go. Abenholz sucks and he's stupid. And we are back in time for some nice concert. So, it's some kind of arts. The old man told me that it's the work of Herkunftszone. He turned Vedunian into a massive arts device, with the bell tower of Weinsof at the center. Vedunian? Did they ever mention Vedunian? Am I this stupid now? What the hell is Vedunian? Is it? I guess it's just a place, a Libanian thing? Okay. And the twin emphases have built up in the Witch King's arts. Let's go live concert or music will you play? Probably some MIDI. But I cannot play music, so it's gonna be awful. Or some very old, obscure German music that I like to listen to when I was but a young worm. I guess before I turned into a butterfly. Good old days. Avoid making the same mistake as Sim. Set the twin spires as the center of the resonance, effectively tuning the entire city and making it virtually impossible to assail the spires from the outside. Anyone wanting to attack the Kaiserin will either need to destroy the entire palace area where the spires are located, or work from within. Spoken like someone was given some thought to planning such an attack. Hey, you know, always have a plan. Wait, don't tell me you're actually... Is he a Shanami or the Empress's voice? Remind me to run faster than you. Quiet. Celebration is about to begin. People are coming. Try to blend into the crowd. Don't just stand there like earlier. What about when an ensemble begins? We didn't bring any instruments unless your sword is a fair bit more versatile than it looks. You can just swing it around. If the ensemble begins. Nah, they wouldn't. It's gonna be a nice celebration. We gonna have a nice day, and that's the end of the side story. I'm curious that there was no boss. I met a distant relative of yours. Exactly as you predicted, she offered a generous lead. Perhaps we really are trapped in some kind of illusion they created. What if the Witch King's remnants aren't trying to use the Gülden's Gesetz to get to the Witch King's legacy? To use the Witch King's powers to tamper with it? Or if their goal has not fully changed? What are you still doing here, meine Dame? Come on, this is a free country. She can stand around wherever she wants to. All the Empress's voices in Zwillingstürme have been summoned to the amphitheater. I might be on my way. This one holds a dangerous felon, and is quite far from the amphitheater. I need to contact Grimmacht's. I would not recommend that. A Sancta? What's a Sancta doing here? Let's catch him together, meine Dame. He may well be in league with Arturia. Sorry. I was about to ask your opinion on how to handle this. So, if I weren't here, you would have simply done it yourself? My presence here already violates diplomatic protocol, but who cares? An additional rule being broken is of little consequence, other than in terms of the subsequent cleanup. You know, if there's no surviving witnesses. You're an Empress's voice. Mihir has told me of your circumstances. I appreciate your kind gesture. Huh? It was my own decision to visit Arturia. I didn't want my father's death to be meaningless. I didn't want to keep my head down and pretend nothing had happened. I wanted to fight for something. Finally seize my own fate with my two hands. You chose that Arturia perform your heart's music. Fine. Melody was always there, echoing my heart. I just chose not to listen to it until now. I believe she's telling the truth, but the Güldene Gesetz is at the heart of the problem. The Imperial casters have recovered a copy of Güldene Gesetz. Yeah, but what if they have kinda tampered with the copy now and it's gonna blow up? However, I've learned that Arturia is an accomplice with whom she was in close contact. Available evidence indicates that this person may not have been the mastermind behind the Ludwig's Universität incident. And we can assume that the Witch King's remnants have already obtained the arts recorded in the copy. The Güldene Gesetz will be performed by over 10,000 people at the amphitheater. If the Witch King's remnants are in that crowd, the consequences will be unimaginable. I would like to share our current findings with Michael. Sure, you might be able to persuade Grimmacht. But that's not enough. We must take action ourselves, even without the Majesty's permission. You know, if I learned one thing from being unemployed, the most important part of your workplace is to always show initiative, right? Exactly. Die musicians and instruments are in position, Frau Löwenstein. Very well. Give me a moment while I double check the amplification arts. You're back, Emily? Did you forget something? No need to be nervous. This is your first public performance as part of the orchestra. Just hold your instrument steady and focus on the melody. Pay no mind to anyone watching. Oh, I'll see you. Adjust the direction of the artist unit, will you? Turn it counterclockwise. 15, 17 degrees. Yeah, that's how it should sound. But why are you here at this hour? Is Ewige Gnade still concerned about the effect on the performance? Frau Löwenstein, where are the other musicians? At the amphitheater? Well, where everyone is. Come on. The performance of the Güldene Gesetz will begin in 10 minutes. Reichsorchester needs a good start under the direction of the Kaiserin. Only 10 minutes? Kaiserin's Wetterscasters have forecasted the exact time of the day's sunset. As per custom, the performance of the Güldene Gesetz will conclude just as the last wave fades. The rehearsal schedule has been hard. We'll be able to rest once we get through this evening. You too, Viviana. Been thinking. We'll need to find a long-term residence in Zwillingstürme. Here to remain by the Kaiserin's side when this is all over. You know, now I've decided I want to be homeless. The streets are cozy. Would you like to stay at my place? I have a little mansion in Bachshof. I just had the walls repainted. Brand planted some vines, which she says goes well with the walls. But to be honest, I'd take a second opinion before I commit. Frau Löwenstein, Cora. Yeah? What is it? I might want to stop the performance of the Güldene Gesetz. You're asking for a friend. Why do you ask? This performance has been the most important part of das Kaiserinfest for the last 23 years. So many people are waiting in the amphitheater in front of the spires. We almost gotten to the bottom of these tragedies. I'm sure the enemy's plan has something to do with the Güldene Gesetz. Cannot be allowed to succeed. And how did you learn this? If you told Ewige Gnade? I don't know who did trust. Can't stop thinking about who killed my father. You suspect their majesties? An Empress's voice, Viviana. Yeah, but they also do shenanigans. You know, it's just, how the hell does the government actually work? If there's two empresses that do their own thing half of the time. Who's there? A friend. He's keeping watch. The Empress's casters are coming. So soon? Will take more than 10 minutes to neutralize them. That's the problem. The performance of the Güldene Gesetz is about to begin. Don't fight them. We're out of options. I'll be with you, Rihanna, no matter what you do. You believe me? Do you even need to ask? Besides, I can let you put yourself in danger. You want to stop the Reichsorchester from playing the Güldene Gesetz, right? I'll take you there. You know, she seems very chill with all of this. Maybe a bit too chill. They've gone out. What? Candles on the stairs. The room is so much darker now, don't you think? What are you doing? Stay away from the door. There are less people out there now. Have they gone after the lovely Empress's voice? Frau Hochberg is suspected to have fallen under your influence. She'll be taken into custody until the conclusion of the celebration. It was a mistake to allow her to meet with you. Mistake, you say? And still you're in my room, right here, where I can look into your soul and clap the beat of your heart. I knew the new Empress's voice was the daughter of a kurfürst. Had a favor of ewige Gnade. Compared to working in Grimmacht's dark spire, you clearly show more interest in its twin, the White Spire. So, you let the Empress's new favorite come in without the proper checks. Just to curry favor with her. But what are you babbling about? I soon realized the danger. Let me guess. Viviana did something unbefitting of her status after she left, didn't she? I have wait. Grimmacht and the executors will not tolerate such a course ever. But lose any chance of promotion. Perhaps even your freedom. So, why did you make a second mistake then? What? Music? How can this be? Grimmacht, please. Nein, spare me. I can't listen. Too late. There's too many instruments in Lifanian. Your heart's units, like your souls, are laid bare before me. You are not knocking? You dared not carry your instruments with you in my presence. You left them outside the door. In your haste, you forgot the protective arts. You forgot that vibrations can be transmitted. I just imagine she's just stomping her feet subtly and hypnotizing everyone outside. The tiniest tremor of a string, and you're hearing my music. Check my crown, would you? Yeah. Your fingers are cold. Sorry, how about this? That better? You've been clutching your sword all day. Its chill has rubbed off on you. It's time. We should head to the bridge. Hildegard. Yeah. What is it? Am I pretty today? The most important question. As always. Gemacht. Ewige Gnade. Your World Cup is here. Go first, Lieselotte. The people are waiting. We've always walked onto the bridge together. Yeah, but now it is time for a conspiracy and one of us has to perish. Nothing is obliged to stay the same forever. I'll find you before the performance begins. So why are you here? I thought you preferred it down below. An urgent matter to report. Sing my violin. We'll talk on the way. Nein! Please, you must order the celebration to be halted. Witch King summons are in the crowd, planning a massive attack. Proof? Please, just give me a little time. I'll find the proof. You didn't used to be so fresh, Michael. That reckless Sancta has changed you. Hey, he works efficient, okay? But Vico? That an executor believes that a larger incident is in the works. Or something to do with Arturia. We should interrogate her. What does she know about the Gülden Gesetz? Who are her supporters? What are she and her accomplices planning? As long as the performance of the Gülden Gesetz can be delayed, I can... I see. You believe celebration to be a mere festivity. The Kaiserinnenfest first took place 23 years ago, on the day we killed the Witch King. But there were no empresses, no celebration. Only soldiers fallen in battle, and tired and frightened people. We defeated the Witch King in the early dawn and spent the next few hours cleaning up his followers. At dusk, Lieselotte and I descended the spire, walked down its bloody steps, and announced our victory with a duet. Today, the 10,000 people of the ensemble came from every kreis, from all four corners of Lifanian. Every Lifanian, every friend of Lifanian, and every enemy of Lifanian has their eyes on the Twin Spires, on Grimmacht and ewige Gnade. And you want me to suspend, even cancel the ensemble based on the hypothesis of a Latvian executor who has already caused his fair share of trouble in our country? Yeah, but he's a saint, okay? And he's FedEx. Perhaps I expected too much of you. No, don't be like this. He doesn't deserve this. He's trying. You should have known I would respond like this before you even spoke. And if you truly believed in your judgment, you should have acted on your own. On that account, the daughter of Werner von Hochberg is far more resolute than you. What? How long have you been with me, Michael? 7 years. It's time to let you go. No! No! You didn't what? No! Why is she like this? What? Why would you say that? There comes a day we must shoulder more responsibility for the sake of Lafanian's future. Bring me my violin. It's time I went to the bridge. I guess that explains why he ends up in Voice Island. The cast was 10 meters below us. The sun has painted the clouds red. It's not ominous. 3 minutes, 50 seconds until the performance begins. I will fire a plank. Now I should cause some of the musicians to scatter and interrupt the performance. I'm not sure he should be the first one to interrupt this. That's not gonna look great at all. No? The musicians of the Reichsorchester are all arts masters, each one the equal of an empress's voice. You'll be taught in arts the moment you showed an intent to attack. The equivalent of 97 empress's voices then. Plus 2 scores of approaching casters, for a total of 120. You can take them. I can give you 3 minutes. You must secure the remaining 23 seconds on your own, Signora Hochberg. 3 minutes? What if this is the only way? Later casters. Leave the rest to me. The shadows of the twin spires stretch as the sun sinks towards the horizon. They swallow up the shadows of the musicians, of Cora, of Viviana herself. She has never felt her power unleashed like this. She is reminded of that flickering candlelight in the spire. It was a tiny flame that only illuminated a corner of the bed, leaving the other corners, the spiral staircase, and the night beyond the spire in total darkness. There was a time when she couldn't admit that the darkness would linger in her eyes longer than the tiny speck of candlelight. Success! I cut off the connection between some of the musicians and the instruments. What's going on? Being affected by somebody's arts. You, Frau Löwenstein? I'm being held hostage. You could say that? Nein. I'm sorry, Amelie. You're in league with each other? I made my choice. I will not hesitate. The best mom to ever exist. Could you please just put down your instrument for a while? The fluctuations of arch energy coming from below the twin spires, and some commotion from where the orchestra is. The Witch King's summons? Possibly. Strange. There should be Gesatzwächter in the area, but I don't see any. Why? I see. The Kaiser knew that something terrible would happen here. He prepared to abandon the twin spires if necessary. He even abandoned all the... Wouldn't that be such bad luck though? Meine Herr! You are from Sturmland, yeah? You do look like someone spooked you. The ensemble is about to begin. Here, have an extra flute. You can borrow it. A flute? This performance is not to be missed. Fine, you can't be here. Go, leave the amphitheater. You'd like a better position? I suppose we could squeeze. I'm not... You not see these? See what? The dice I'm holding. My arts unit. What are you doing? Will you give yourself away? Does it even matter at this point? Look around. There must be 10,000 people here. No. We can't even worry about that now. All we can do is save as many as we can. Even just one more. What the hell is he doing? It's too loud here. I can't hear a word you're saying. Oof. Look at me. Look at my arts. Do you remind you of anything? I'm an Urtica. My arts come from the same lineage as him. You should be afraid. Run. Amazing! Do you hear that? The Imperial musicians has played the first note. Hey, at least he's happy when he dies. The performance of the Golden Gesatz has begun. The black arts orb rises from his hand and into the air, exploding into a reddish black shadow. It is quickly buried by even more brilliant waves of arts. Rip. Waves created by various rhythm arts interweave in the clouds. It does look super pretty and impressive though. I can't wait to see how everything goes to shit. Both the melody and the arts come from the people on the ground, all focused on performing the music belonging to Lifanian alone, using instruments that also serve as arts units. Even the buildings resonate with the twin spires, turning the empty space around the Kaiserwind's towers into a true amphitheater. The colors penetrating the clouds continue to shift with the splendid melody, as though the crowd is performing the color of the sunset in the sky. It is a feast of sight and sound, woven together by arts, the ultimate expression of Lifanian's classical aesthetics and mastery over arts. It is a grand spectacle, visible from any corner of Zwillingstürme and beyond. Man, imagine just living in a village that's like just inside of this, you just see the sky to the north or something just blink violently like in a disco. Tears begin to fill Ebenholz's eyes. Remember standing atop the spire of Ortica, gazing down at the plate below. There were many bell towers in the Grafschaft, which sang every day at dusk. The people would leave the workshops after a long day of work. The sound of wheels rolling over metallic roads would echo with the music filling the city. He could see the green-black wilderness if he stood on his toes. Einwald was so filled with forests, and caravans brought ripe food into the city whenever they were in season. Let's go, the apple pie. Farmers often amplified their scents with arts to attract customers. He could always smell the best foods, even from his high perch. Honestly, it sounds like it should be illegal, but hey. The maid who sympathized with him would sneak a few back from the market, as long as no other nobles were watching. Foods were ripe and fresh, unlike the carefully selected, dried and withered foods served on the long old table. Man. He couldn't remember what became of the maid. Did she go join her beloved in the south? Or did she find a new job at the instrument workshop beneath the spire? And when he left Urtica, did he ever look back? Let the dark clouds scatter. Let the morning sun shine. Praise be to Lifanian, home of the free. No, I don't think it's the home of the free with all the storytelling so far and everyone being prisoner to the fate. All I'm saying. Yes, he had once loved this place from the bottom of his heart. Lifanian, land of divine music, cradle of the arts. The performance has begun. It sounds so harmonious, even without the strings. There's a theory I've heard, but I've never tried to verify it. The Golden Gesatz contains the will of Lifanian. It represents order, harmony, and beauty. The gold melody is deeply rooted in the soul of every Lifanian, and is not so easily damaged. That sounds like a form of ritual arts. It shares some characteristics of our lore, but works on different principles, and on a different target. So, the Golden Gesatz is actually a kind of complex arts affecting the cognition of every Lifanian who hears it? Man, Arturo will sure have fun with this. Passed by more than 10,000 people in an ensemble. So we can disrupt the performance, but what about the enemy? What's their plan? Enemy's plan is undoubtedly the opposite. We want the music to continue. Therefore, there's only one place you can be hiding. What are you doing? I put down my cello as you asked. Frau Hochberg and I have not prevented any musician from leaving. Your colleagues are either resisting her arts, or chose to avoid confrontation due to Frau Löwenstein's presence. You are the only one to have stayed behind. But he was not wrong. Very astute, Sancta. You have waited far too long to hear the music that truly belongs to Lithuanian. Are the Witch King's remnants amongst the musicians? Stay away from them, cover. Are you crying? Yeah. I'm listening to the Gesatz. The movement? It's just so beautiful. Remind me of much I used to love Lithuanian back when the Witch King was still there. The good old days. Time to beat up some musicians. How hard could this be?
칼날의 기세는 눈에 보이지 않습니다.
Good old Silvage.
발집안에 있다고 얕보지 않는 게 좋을 겁니다.
결단을
Do we need even someone
잘못된
else?
길을 의심치도 않았구나.
박사, 여기 경치 좋다. 그치? 와, 실력 발휘
I mean, I feel
해볼까?
like we just basically focus on building something like this up.
만일을 위해서 한 번 더 묻는데.
Fucking shoot whoever comes out there
지옥의
before they shoot me.
너가 살아
베르스 데오 볼렌테.
I guess I would like to hit this too, in theory. But who cares about mechanics, right?
들으십시오.
우연히도 내 놈들
As we can
잘못된
put
길을
you
의심치도
here.
않았구나.
And some healing and, you know, Bobs should be on.
실력 발휘 해볼까?
Remnant Orchestra Tuner. Continuously cast a tuning node you control to disable it. Ah, text will increase damage taken by units when corresponding variation is in effect. Sounds annoying, but they're dead. I sure love my Exo Walter.
내가 당신의 보고를 듣게 될지 생각했어.
내 놈들 정토를 더럽힌 것을 후회하게 되리라.
이것은 못 산들이 내려줄 힘. 사과야, 오늘도 잘 부탁해.
The soundtrack of this is so good though. And look at them thinking this on the chance. Guys can do something like this for the hell of it. But yeah, we should be more than fine.
가장 위험한 전장은 어디지? 내가 사수하겠다.
Look at them come. Honestly, it is nice to have even more than 2 times speed, basically. It could be sometimes so useful when you are just using your overpowered team and do stupid things.
Mission accomplished.
I was 15 when I entered the Witch King's Spire. I came from an ordinary family in Kreis Einwald. Should have been able to become a noble's attendant, but I heard that Herkunftszorn made no distinction between nobles and commoners. This was not because he treated commoners particularly well, because he looked down equally on all who cowered at the foot of his throne. Yippee! You know, I guess there's something refreshing for even treating nobility as dirt. At first, my job was to clean his instruments, but Herkunftszorn no longer played ordinary music. Those instruments had no meaning. Later, I was sent to clean the resonance pipelines at the top of the spire. It was not a difficult job, but Herkom's firm would not tolerate even a single speck of dust in them. My colleagues came and went. You got to leave on their own 2 feet. In the end, was the only one left, quietly cleaning at the top of the tower. And 1,000 sunrises and sunsets later, the Witch King's spire fell. You of me, yippee! Cut off the way down. Attention all squads, find the Sancta. Do not allow her to enter the amphitheater and interrupt the performance of the Gülden Gesetz. The target is known to use unusual arts. You have permission to kill if necessary. Hello, are you looking for me? Hurry up! Get information, catch her. You should also just probably get earplugs and they should be fine. Artuvia Giallo. Alphanian took you in when you became a pariah in Laterano. Countless nobles honored you for your remarkable musical talent. The Kaiserin granted you vials equivalent to spire nobility. So return to your cell and submit to them. They may yet allow you to live. Oh, that was never an option. What point is there to living if I can't play freely? Then accept your death. Your arts have gotten stronger. You missed your chance to break out, Sancta. The Gülden Gesetz isn't Pokus. You see the scene outside? The parlor tricks are meaningless before the golden glory of Lifanian. Yes, I can feel that your will is firmer than ever. Talking to myself for 6 hours over a dogshit gameplay is surprisingly hard, what the fuck? Welcome to being a streamer, baby. Well, to be fair, it helps a lot when you actually like the game you're playing. But, you know, you chose this fate. But I hope it was overall a nice stream. I mean, I was lurking a little bit. So, you know, only a few months of this and you will have 100% that Xenoblade again, right? Yes, I can feel that your will is firmer than ever. A safer extensive knowledge of how shit the game is. Fair. But is it your will expressing that music? Has the melody convinced you that what you see is what you think? That's irrelevant. The gold melody guides me. My will echoes along with it. But what if the golden melody will betray you? You, enemy, will melt before Lifanian's radiance. She's gone. Sorry, you had no time to monologue here. An illusion? There was no music. Why does everyone keep assuming that I create illusions? I warned you. When your emotions are being controlled by a melody that doesn't belong to yourself, you can easily overlook the reality before you. Like, where I moved to in that radiance. Behind! Barrier! Late. Now, I would like to ask you to kindly remove the arts cast from my instrument. Yeah, that's clean now. Danke! How did we lose to you? I think you lost the moment where you did not fucking tie up her arms and legs immediately. What the hell were you thinking? Normally, I wouldn't stand a chance, but your souls have become stiff and inflexible due to bindings of the Gülden Gesetz, creating innumerable weaknesses in your arts. But why? With arts like these, you could have changed your destiny, enjoyed wealth, fame, and failure beyond reckoning. What meaning is there in defying the Kaiserin? I think we have very different views on the meaning of meaning. Time to make omelets. Enjoy. fame, fortune, status. All merely accessories to a soul that will eventually wither and rot with the passage of time. Kurfürst, beggar, or myself, the only difference is in the whispers of our hearts. I want to climb the tallest spire because of a melody, a soul, and a future. And for a promise I made to a friend. Huh. "10 years had passed since the death of the Witch King. I was attending the funeral of an old friend. After the funeral, I saw a sancta with her cello in the amphitheater below the twin spires. Others came and went, but she stood there from noon until sundown. You know, Blaze has such great acoustics. According to legend, even the clouds stopped for the Witch King when he played up on his spire. They have a weather mage. Let's go. I wonder, do the clouds remember what the spire looked like back then? I suppose not. Clouds change so quickly after all. My teacher often told me of how he stood beneath the Witch King's spire, but was still standing, praying for the sole sovereign of Lifanian. The golden red clouds embraced the dark spire like an extravagant robe. I wanted to come back and see the spectacle again, but wasn't allowed to participate in das Kaiserin fests. In fact, he could barely get permission to leave his home. Yeah, Emmanuel was one of the Witch King's musicians. After all, even if just for a short while. Times were hard for him after Witch King's demise. Hey, at least he didn't just get offed. You came to say their goodbyes, and you were the only one to truly shed tears for him. I heard you playing at the funeral. It was very touching. Danke. But it doesn't bring even the slight bit of comfort to my teacher. I asked to play for him while he was still alive, but he refused. During his days of pain and hardship, he refused to dwell on the happiness of the past, nor did he seek any change. He simply shut himself in his room, playing the Güldenes Gesetz over and over again. With that unchanging melody, he taught himself Lifanian's greatness, forgetting love, forgetting hate, and forgetting himself. Yeah, but everything for your country, baby. Yet, when faced with death, his heart was still filled with regret. I've heard far too much regret over these long years. My image of her manner remained that of the energetic old man who thanked you with a hearty laugh when you passed him his instrument. I heard that, in the end, he was too weak to even lift a bow. Okay, that is kinda depressing. You know, aging is spooky. I thought that without the shadow of the Witch King's spire, the skies of Lifanian would change greatly. I thought that, going from Medunian to Zwillingstürme, from the Witch King's spire to the Twin Empress's spires, melody echoing in the dusk would be somehow different. But both then and now, we are like the clouds, unable to control where we drift. You... I are not going downstairs. I have no interest in this sort of concert. A melody that binds the listener's will is just another form of law. Hey, see, that's how we write our laws here, okay? How did you know? As complex as the arts are, the structure is clearly visible to those familiar with original arts music. In that sense, it's different from Laterano's law. You cannot tell me that the Pope is smarter than all of Lifanian, excuse me. I guess it's better set up. Music should come from the unrestrained breathing of the soul. He turned it into a cornerstone of order. Order controls people's will and wear down their emotions. True bonds between souls are growing weaker. People are increasingly unable to understand one another, unable to respect the emotions of one another, and as such to harm to one another. Such a rigid melody is no music at all. That. You're almost at the top. I should start preparing for the next piece before this one ends. It's almost time to make good on our promise, isn't it? As you said, this is a good place to play or listen. I can't wait for her to give them what the people are yearning for. Like, I wonder, is she actually gonna summon the Witch King? Is this my deepest memory? Yes. Sorry. But I apologize. Very few have invited me to play the heart's music of their own accord. Most did whatever they could to escape, yet you have bared your soul to me. For that, I am grateful and overjoyed. 'Twas thought I could show you the depth of the Witch King through my memories. My music simply follows the melody of your heart. I cannot decide what you recall. All I can do is feel your emotions and recreate them. Sounds like sculpting then. You could say that. I discover and record rather than changing one's true visage. There is only one reason we cannot enter the Witch King's spire in your memories. Whenever you recall his death, there's a hand that truly moves your emotions. A hand that kept you amidst the great flood of arts. Whose hand was it? Whose hand was it? It was... Look out! They're coming one after another. Federico and I will try to hold them off. I wonder, is the friend actually Viviana's father? Or what's... Who was this back in the day? You're blind, it's too risky. Grab my hand and stay close. You're so much like him. You mean my father? This is sus like when he grabbed me under the Witch King's spire. He grabbed the hand of a servant he'd never met and protected me through one wave of arts after another. You were in the spire the night the Witch King died? You never told me that was how you met. Yeah. I just lost my sight. I was cowering before the half-collapsed stairs. Neither the Witch King's guards nor the twin soldiers would have paid any heed to a humble servant. Instead, a squad from Stormland found me. It was led by Werner, looking for his missing father and brother in the spire. Makes sense, yeah. So it was Werner and it was Coruscant. His heart must have been fraught with worry, but he couldn't ignore me shivering in a corner. Put me out of the wounds himself. That sounds like him, alright? Would have done the same. We're both good people. Very good people. Such a shame that I have to betray you. Why are you covering my ears? No need to be afraid, Viviana. It will pass. This will all pass. What's happening? The music has changed. It's hideous. My head. Who is attacking me? It's like someone stuffed 1,000 screaming foul beasts into my brain. These fireworks too. The colors. It's so crass. This is wrong. This isn't right. Am I playing it wrong? Is everyone wrong? Yes. Yeah, from Stormland. Are you alright? Don't touch me. I don't know who you are, and I don't want to know. Are you the one who played it wrong? Are you trying to fix something? Everything? Something went wrong with the melody. But how could everyone be wrong at the same time? But how could a simple mistake lead to something so painful? I'll get it to an Empress's Spire. Right. I don't think the clouds were in the weather forecast. It's him. With Zorn. I'd recognize it anywhere. His power's eating away at the Gesatz. Witch King's remnants. Where are they? I knew there was some left. It's time to fight, Lessing. Not affected. I mean, he already had to listen to the voice all his life or something. A few dark clouds. But what I've had to live with in my head every day of my life, you know, yeah, it makes sense. The Golden Gesetz itself, though, made me miss Utica. Now, that is deeply disturbing. That's the power of the movement. Defines Lifanian in its beliefs. I don't want someone else deciding what I should miss, what I should love, what I should praise. But I'm guessing that whoever it is that's sabotaging the performances after Mordets are spanking the Kaiserin and the nobles outside Zwillingstürme. Enemy on your left. I know, your side too. Let's do this together. Let's go. I didn't think anyone would retain their senses. For once, I'm grateful for everything you've done to me. Pain and chaos in my brain are like old friends by now. The trick is it has to be death, and then nothing can happen to you. Good work. You too. So why are you acting just fine while everyone else is in agony? I'm beginning to suspect that you're a lich-sculpted wooden puppet. Okay, come on, he's at least a person. I was trained from a very young age to deal with this kind of situation. What kind of situation would that be? Getting waterboarded with music? Hey, you know, you never know when your pupil gets, like, kidnapped and tortured. The collapse of the Golden Gesetz. Please tell me you're joking. You see the golden glow rising over the edge of the amphitheater? I've never seen so many Gesetzwächter in one place at the same time. Her Majesty's order! Surround Gnade Avenue and Macht Avenue. Huh. Are they blocking everyone in? Do not allow the corrupted Golden Gesetz to spread. So the Kaiserin knew this would happen, right? Is that why they still went on with it, but ordered so many Gesetzwächter? Why didn't they... Couldn't they have handled it better though? Like, this seems the worst way to go at it, right? So many Gesetzwächter und Gendarmerie. Entire Zwillingstürmshof will be on lockdown before long. It's no use. It's too late. Herkunftszorn is back. The one true king has returned to a Lifanian that rightfully belongs to him. Quiet, please. Oof. We're leaving. Viviana. Cora, please promise me. Don't say or do anything for now. Might have tried something if it were just Hervina, but there are too many of them, and each one the equal of a knight champion. Why do you not speak? Why should we hide now that the curtain is about to rise? Our dream, our obsession, the moment for which we have given both blood and soul is finally upon us. So why is there no joy on your face? Concert my... I told you to be quiet. You knew. You had some vibes. Since when? I visited Marigold Alley before I went to Seaturia. I wanted to see those drawings again. The images that gave me such warmth. I didn't find anything. All the drawings, the ones with marigolds in them, the ones with clues leading to the Witch King. All gone. You took them, didn't you? I only needed to take the ones containing the clues. I couldn't bear to part with the marigolds either. Well, your creed. My suspicions were confirmed the moment you told me that you were there the night the Witch King died. When you cleaned the canvas back then, you left the spot untouched. The part showing you, sus. She is the Queen among us. Witch King's remnants were after witnesses to the Witch King's death, but hey, she still had at least loyalty to Rihanna, so I forgive her. I forgive her. She's probably got arrested and beheaded, but I forgive her. And you were one of them. But you're different from the others. You're not an innocent victim. I didn't want to say it. I didn't even want to ask. Why couldn't I be selfish just this once? I'm sorry. I really am sorry, Viviana. Why? Why do I have to lose something I only just found? We should fight together, Concert Master. The Gesatzwächter are here. Come so far. It would be a shame to die at their hands now. The amphitheater is a scene of chaos. The tuning continues. The Ludwigs-Universität incident already proved that only the Kaiserin could fight Herkunftszorn's arts. What would the twins think of my little show of selfishness, of betrayal? I'm not especially concerned. Do you believe that the Gilded Gesetz can completely change its tone? I only care about the result. The last person to rewrite the Gilded Gesetz was Herkunftszorn. But even he did not consider its destruction. The movement is the foundation of which Lifanian is built. Its destruction will undermine everything. Our aesthetics, our habits, and usage of arts, the Kurfürsten system, the imperial authority. You know, maybe don't base everything on one song. It will bring unprecedented change to Lifanian. But change isn't necessarily bad. If it were, we would never have been born. A pair of children born of arts, in defiance of the laws of nature. This was the beginning. That's what Vermont said to Leopold. We were but infants at the time. But I know you understood what he said as well as I did. Man, imagine being like born as a smart baby. That sounds horrible. We were born with a duty to change Lifanian. Leopold was afraid of us, which is why we had an army ready to tear us apart from behind the moment we killed Herkunftszorn. We survived. We may not have been chosen to be born, but once we were, we had the right to live. 23 years ago, we stood here, gazing at the same sunset, over an altogether different scene of chaos. You extended your hand to me before we began our long-awaited duet. You said, "This sunset doesn't belong to anyone. Not to Herkunftszorn, not to Leopold, not to the Kurfürsten, or to any other ambitious noble. Yeah, it belongs to Lifanian." You took my hand, and we walked here together. There's no need to answer to the Kurfürsten. No need to be manipulated by anyone. Our fate is ours alone to decide. Hey, at least they realized. They're like 5 steps ahead of Viviana and Ebenholz. And apparently, someone else shares the same desire. That's a curious thing, the human soul. To think that even artificial children would learn human desire after gaining souls. That to a wish as simple as can be, the meek may be able to accomplish what even Herkunftszorn failed to, and redefine Lifanian. You want to ask what I let cover roam free on purpose, don't you? Are you not of the same mind on this matter? Our thoughts are linked, even if it's been a long time since the two of us have watched the sunset together. Let's stay a while. It won't take long. Very well. What will the future look like? Would you still watch it with me, Hildegard? My time to summon the man. Where's Cora? Viviana? I could hear Pan's voice. He's fighting the remaining cultists. They won't last long. So sorry, you got betrayed by her. But others even faster. Viviana's silent, but her arts draw closer. Feel a shadow creep over the top of my foot, as cold as a storm at night. Look out, Concert Master! Concert Master! How? My arts went through. This is tuning? Why? I'm sorry, Emily. Like I said, my decision has never changed. It's nothing. We've betrayed so many in our lifetimes. Perhaps too many. Herkunftszorn Eternal Spire. It's so close. I'll be waiting for you on the stairs, Concert Master. I must have turned to dark dust before me. This is how it is for the Witch King's followers. They don't want their bodies to linger on a land that lacks Herkunftszorn's favor. That's one way to get rid of all the evidence on your corpse. Just have nards on you to turn into dust. But yeah, I guess we will see the glorious King and Emperor return in like 3 minutes after a break. Be right back. Okay, time to say hi to the evil tyrant. She's dead. Most of them are. The remaining resistance will not last long. And the same for me, I suppose. You received the followers of Herkunftszorn. Yeah. The Kaiserwind's instruction was to become the concert master of the Witch King's followers. To become a hope and a lure. And to lead them into the abyss by their own volition. Yeah, it made sense that they were very well aware of what's happening. It's been 23 years. Everything about the Witch King. Long nightmares. The deep-rooted fears. Meaningless ambition should have been gone from this country a long time ago. So why is the tuning still going? Of course. I don't know. Did the Kaiser win or the father's death? I tried to personate him. I tried so hard. I wanted him to hand over the copy of Gülden's Gesetz so I could move it elsewhere. He was concerned that the Witch King remnants would catch on, thus nullifying the bait. Ask him if maybe Brandt could arrive at the scene earlier, save him at the scene of the attack, but he refused. Okay, but why? He said he was already dying. We'll soon get to see Lucinda. A few more days wasn't worth taking both you and Stormland into it. Right, he kinda still did. Good job, Werner. But you'd have gotten there if only he'd held out for a few more hours. Or less. He was determined to leave and gave up too easily. The day Werner died, I recovered a copy of the movement and watched you return to Stormland, walking the path paved for you, so similar to his. But you have no free will. I made a choice that had long been brewing in my heart. The Güldenes Gesetz. We're using Herkunftszonen arts to tune the music. We're trying to destroy it, rather the influence that holds over all Lifanians. They say that fate is an endless spiral staircase. If so, the Güldenes Gesetz is a staircase topping Lifanian. Stairs built 1,000 years ago, glorious and beautiful on the outside, yet rotted to the core on the inside. I've seen so many people trapped within. Hermann, Gerhard, Rita, Loris, and Brandt, all suffering the tidings of fate, helpless to change it. The Witch King's spire fell, yet more rose to take its place. Those beneath the spires wished to climb them, while those atop them aspire to an even higher perch. They come and go, up and down, in endless walls of hatred and conflict. Pain, sorrow, and regret, filling the souls of one generation of Lifanians after another. You too, Viviana. Once you enter the Kaiserin's spires, will only speak what they want you to. I can see. I've already seen how you will be forced to live a life you don't want, just like your father before you. Well, this is where she goes into the sunset after this and joins Rhodes Island instead, because who doesn't want to work for the Doctor? The Güldenes Gesetz never changes. Lifani never changes. Tragedy never changes. Unless we free ourselves from the movement of the past. Say you want to change our fate. Who are you to decide who gets saved and who gets sacrificed? You don't need to crack some eggs to cook an omelette. I can't. It's not my place, nor is it anyone's. You want to destroy the old order, but where's the new order? Can you guarantee it will be better than yesterday or today? That's the funny thing about change, you never know. But hey, something endless now is bad. I can't. Our future isn't for someone like me to decide. Those who died for the plan, and the people right before us. Don't you realize the pain they're in? I hear them, their screams, their laments. I'll never stop hearing them. Not until the day I die. Then why do you have to be the one to change everything? Because I can. That's the only reason? Someone has to. My life never had much meaning to begin with. Except for one speck of light that never fully belonged to me. I would do anything to keep it from going out. No. I can't condone your cruelty, arrogance, or responsibility. And as such, I must stop you. No. Of course. Disasters already struck, and by my hand. I've caused so much death, with even more to come. Just stop this! I can't. Not after what it took to get this far. If you know what it is about your actions I agree with the least. You really are heartless. Well, it's only like a few thousand people that's gonna die, right? No! Viviana! Cover! Cover! No! Man, that's gonna be some trauma in a few weeks. I know. I know. You're soft on the outside, but firm on the inside. You just can't turn your back on other people's pain. You don't want to make things difficult for Brandt either. You're always thinking of others, even now. Yippee! I feel so bad for Liliana, man. But hey, she got to choose her own fate, right? And I'm glad I got to die at the hands of the one I love the most. God damn it, Korma. Dude. I'm sorry. Are the clouds beautiful today? No need to be afraid, Viviana. Guardians make their own fate. Sounds like almost you want to play more Destiny. It will pass. This will all. She embraces me. I can feel her hand on my back, trembling. I want to hug her and comfort her like I used to. Perhaps I did. Talked so much, even though I'd already begun to go numb from bloodlust. I can imagine her lake-like eyes beginning to wane, a gentle complexion warped by torment. She only just learned that I've never clearly seen the faces of her father and mother. With Werner's words, I could only imagine how they looked, what they met, and how they fell in love. After all, I went into the Dark Spire the day I came to Redunion, and the day I left it, I could no longer see. Everything I know that's nice and beautiful, including Pant, was brought to me by Werner and Lucinda. Oof. Except for one thing. Except this. The day that Werner brought the girl down from the spire to me. The day that I touched her soft, timid hand. The day that I wiped away her tears. It was the day that I became certain of it. I loved this child, not because she was their daughter, but because I saw in her something that none of us had. Aww. You deserve a better life than this, Viviana. If there really is one. She will have a better one. You might have killed thousands of people, but I did consider that you are sad once. I give you that. 23 years ago, I heard the sound of fighting from below. Gave the resonance pipeline at the top of the spire a little push. Just a little push, something anyone could do. It created the tiniest gap in her concerned defensive arts. Man, he had never imagined that a humble maidservant would have the courage to betray him. Her day, tempered with the resonance pipelines of the twin Empress's spires. Look at her, you know? She brought down 2 veins, in my opinion at least. Isn't that something? All I did was restore the Witch King's tuning components, according to the arts he left behind in the copy of the Golden Gesetz, then activate them with my own humble arts. Life is too short. Do nothing, and you leave no trace behind, like the clouds floating past the spires. But no one should drift with the wind like that, unable to determine their own future. Many desires change, I'm just the first to extend my hand. I hope that after this, all good people, all the people I love, will have a true future.
임무 완료. 정확하고 효율적인 지휘였다.
Yeah, good job, Doctor. Man, this is like, there's still so much left. Okay. Sin, long renounced, has caught up to me. Enemies long vanquished have risen again. Do we get a boss? I'm curious. I will say, maybe the new event have spoiled me lightly on what bosses exist. And I have seen that Witch King exists, and I've seen that Fremont exists. So, I sure wonder who we're gonna meet. The clouds above Zwillingstürme are floating so freely. Is this what you wanted to see at the end? Hey, yep, read them. Yeah. The music helped me see. Incredible. Not through my eyes, but through my mind. I gave Viviana a few hints as you wished. She wanted so much to have a real family, but she didn't follow her strongest emotions. Nein, my dear friend, it was her feelings for everyone that led to her decision to kill me. Are you satisfied? Why wouldn't I be? I greeted death under the gaze of the one I loved. No need to mourn for me. This is the best end a sinner like me could hope for. Danke. Thanks to you, both Viviana and I will go further. Emotions will vanish into thin air before long. Her emotions will be always now part of the song, remembered by thousands of people in the headache. When the music ends, the strings may continue to vibrate for a while, but all sounds eventually fade into silence. No one can keep a cloud around Arturia. The soul is frail. Even the most powerful emotions and the greatest desires whilst vital will reach their respective ends. Even for the strongest of souls? It's not what you are here for. I'm leaving all my emotions and memories to you. Did you find what you were looking for? Yes, perhaps. I'll know soon. Goodbye, Arturia. I hope you find your answer in Melody. Cora Löwenstein, a gentle and stubborn friend. I was glad to have you on this journey. Our work to achieve the future we sought together. You and I will meet again in Melody. Cora is fading away? Well, I guess she has the same procedure as all of the other remnants, right? Get away from her! Herr Rainer. Aber there's no need to explain. You made your decision and put it to action. As for the rest, this isn't the time to speak of it, for neither of us. The black flame took her. It was similar to what happened at Ludwig's Universität. We were both Herkunftshorn's arts, but not quite the same. The cast in that incident was an imitator, who activated them by force. But this power feels almost like his own. Somebody that actually understands emotions. But black energy rumbles in the clouds. Does not impatiently tear, swallow and spread. Instead, it paces, watches and waits on that throne in the clouds. Do you see it? The great Herkunftshorn has been headed our call and granted us an audience. He calls forth the staircase leading to his eternal spire, the Genesis Horn! Voice of the Witch King laugh. They played the most piercing notes on the instruments, aiming them at their own chests and throats. In response, the black clouds extend several tendrils towards them. The dying cultists kiss the hand their king has extended, become one with the black flame, ascending to become part of the dark cloud that now hovers above the twin spires. Well, I feel like they could have probably looked for a better way than this to summon the Emperor, but the sky cracks with a dissonant roar. I find its greatest and most terrible sovereign, Herkunftshorn, issues this edict to his people. Herkunftshorn is really back. I have a problem. Bound by the arts inherent to the movement, who will continue to play. But the altered Gesatz now only feeds Herkunftshorn's power. What did you just do? Try to shoot a cloud. Now's not the time for this madness. Madness? Not at all, Lessing. You know how long I've waited for this moment. I was destined for this ever since this noise was forced into my head. No, since the day I was born. You told me to fight, to face my responsibility and sins head on. And you were completely right. The Herkunftszone is my sin. It's my responsibility to face him. I just need a way to track him down from his palace in the clouds. Or wherever he is. Or I could send you up. What? Invisible thread catches him by the collar. It is light, gentle, and cool. Suddenly, it constricts. Ah! Who are you? Oh. Interesting. I fancy seeing you here. Good to yell at someone who just saved your life, don't you think? The black flame. Landed right where I was standing? Listen to Lessing and stop shaking your hand at the clouds. He can be a little stiff, but he's more reliable than most. It was awfully sudden, Ermengarde. She is so pretty though. Are you expecting a schedule, a timetable? Rushed all the way back from Castle. Look how much wear and tear there's on my cube thing. I love that she always just calls it a cube thing. My head got all dirty too. Mind if I clean it with your horn? Excuse me? Yes? You're no fun. Just keep your hands off my horns. Yeah, look how much work it must be to keep them white and pristine. How bad is the situation? Extremely. Don't even need witchcraft to tell you that much. The space is filled with threads that don't belong to it. It's so messy not even a lich could clean it up. A little rain wouldn't solve anything. Are you a lich too? Man, can't believe Abmolds didn't even play the main story. Do I not look the part? Okay, last time I checked, not all liches have got them USB cable out of their chest cavity. I think? I think. I thought liches were all old men with long white beards, dressed in robes, covering head to tail, with skeletal staffs in their hands. Yeah, I can't believe they're hot. I thought liches would have more refined vocabularies. What happened to the old man? You know the first thing about him, don't you? Of course he went straight into the cloud. He stood back from the border of Lifanian the moment Herkunftszone opened his eyes on the phone. Would you smash which? That is a good question. So Jay, would you smash which girl? Also, hey, how are you doing? And he pulled on all our threats too. I'm sure even the liches of Castle could hear his cursing. How many of you are here? I gotta chill with her. But not smash. Well, fair enough. Everyone who could come. I don't know her enough. Well, fair. It's nice if you actually have a connection to the person, but she's pretty chill for being like immortal lich, from what I know. Do you realize how inconvenient this is? I like man I can fix. You need a project. I'm a folk man. Let's go. There's the next project. Do you realize how inconvenient this is? Also, hey McCoy. I can fix him. Good luck. It's like you were planning to move and had loaded all your scrolls and talismans on the truck. But the very next day, you hear that your old home is getting blown up. I'm unfixable? Oh, come on, Jay. Everyone is fixable. I mean, can't you Lifanians keep things together for even a single day without us? The liches are back. This is a serious situation. Jonathan is about to descend. Gemacht, wir weilen! Gut. We haven't played together in a while, Lieselotte. Yeah, the ensemble performance should be coming to a close as is the custom. But it's our turn, and we will beat up Mr. Herkunftszorn. Herkunftszorn, the calamity that Lifania has always been destined to face. We already beat him once. We can do it again. It's the Kaiserin's melody. Gemacht and ewig Gnade have made the move. Do what you need to do, Viviana. We'll do our part as well. Golden light floods out from the Gesatzwächter's sword and armor. As the light engulfs, that's kinda cool. They do have pretty great armor. As light engulfs them, the other Gesatzwächter respond to the Empress's melody. Beams of art shoot towards the sky from every corner, drawing closer together and joining up. I'm a big fan of black armored with golden trims. Black and gold does go very well together. Especially if you also then just add a little bit of red into it. That is a very good color scheme. The sky is covered in black, but an even brighter cloud rises from the ground. Another golden arch, the sound of an organ, gently covers those beneath the twin spires, while the violin's passionate soaring notes pierce the roiling clouds like a sword. Dozens of hands weave thousands of threads, plucking at the melody in the sky and the wind, making them even clearer. The twin empresses, the Gesatzwächter, and the Liches. All the guardians of Lifanian stand together against its former king, now returning from the void. We're still not beating him up. The chaos grows. Only the Kaiserin's melody can fight Herkunftszorn. Melody? Organ, violin, and cello? Oh no, it's Saturvia. I can't hear the cello. It's a part of the noise. Not at all like ordinary music. The ears are accustomed to hearing music. But I'm tone deaf, but my equally receptive to all forms of sound. The conclusion is clear. Arturia has escaped from prison. Well, goodbye. What is this? The falling black flame. It's standing up like a human? It's your dad. Congratulations. It's the work of original arts, or... The unfortunate truth is, I probed them with witchcraft. There are fragments of human emotion contained in the art's energy within. Are they still alive? Of course not. Let's go. We can kill them without remorse. Even we, who deal with death on a daily basis, couldn't survive with neither a body or a soul. What we are seeing are merely shadows of their former lives, or as the fanatics would put it, echoes. Good for them? I guess the dream came true. It's not good news. Normally, such echoes can only exist in... How do I put this? A space where flesh and blood cannot exist, or anything else tangible. Where there is no concept of life or death, no passage of time, or anything that can survive there as information. Under normal circumstances, echoes are simply trails of information that exist only as a lingering illusion. What emotions I felt in that black flame were flowing. Get to the point. As impatient as a block of wood. Fine, fine. We're not liches. Long story short, reality is being encroached upon, and Herkunftszorn has really spruced up that little pocket dimension of his. His consciousness probably lives on within. So, he said he could send us up. Absolutely. But, are you sure about this? Like I said, no one's ever been able ever been inside other than Herkunftszone. Yeah, but he has the blood. He is also an operator. He will not die. If he can exist there, I couldn't die. I might as well try. Be young and daring. After dealing with boring, depressed old folks, the mercenaries of Castle for so long, forgot Lithuanians could be interesting. Yeah, maybe sometimes go out of your libraries, okay? Unfortunately, not even liches have a way to send the living into that space. Entering the Genesis Horn requires a stable connection between the two dimensions. It's like me calling out to my teacher, to him answering in response. Could the bleeding of these masked loonies actually wake him? Absolutely not. The old man spent over a decade trying everything he could think of, from ancient Sarkas witchcraft to the latest Lithuanian's arts, all to no avail. He even tried bringing the Temple of the Liches directly to Zwillingstürme, until the other martyrs came together to stop him. What the hell does he want it back from him? I thought the Liches were passive. What the hell did he give the Witch King? Can you tell me where the source of the problem is? It's right in front of us, the Twin Empress's spires. Would you like me to exile the Twin Spires along with everybody inside? Sure, you know what? Go for it. I mean, I could. It's not even hard. I could exile all of Zwillingstürme if you want. Jesus Christ. If that was a joke, it's not funny. Fine. When it comes down to it, you won't be relying on us Liches to act, right? Die Gesatzwächter have drawn the curtains. What would they do if the Genesis Horn goes out of control to the point where even the Twin Empresses couldn't stop it? They destroy the Twin Spires, along with the entire amphitheater. Here it comes again. The remnants of the Witch King. They just won't leave me alone, even in death. Ermengarde and I will take care of matters here. Go to the Twin Empress's Spire and find a path into the Genesis Horn. Take this. What's this? A glove knot? No mementos, please. I don't need them. As a communicator, not a memento. The Liches use fats to communicate with each other. Oh, is that what's supposed to be going out of Ermengarde's cavity or whatever? I don't know Sarkas witchcraft, so I have to rely on a physical object. Pull the knot lightly, like this, and Ermengarde and I will receive the message. You'd better. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Maybe a little mortally wounded. Just a flesh wound, but I can fix that. Now go and face what you need to, Ebenholz. Everything I need to protect is below. Besides, someone needs to watch your back and keep your escape route open. Nah, my man will not run away, he will kill his father. Alright, I'll try to come back alive. I know you will. You too. Watch him go. Who goes there? A Sancta and an Imperial caster. I, the new dynamic duo. Hello, my name is Viviane Torste. Imperial castles are all in the bridge below, fighting Herkunftszone alongside the Kaiserin. Didn't expect to run into anyone on this floor. Operator Ebenholz. Wait, you're also with Wolf's Island? What are the odds? Yeah, imagine being all gacha characters. I'm executor of the Tavanus Notorial Hall. We have a cleaning agreement with Wolf's Island. I was permitted to access some operator records while aboard the land ship. Wolf's Island? I have a few friends with a lot of history with that place. Does it mean we're on the same side? Close enough, for sure. They've caught up. Do you hear it? Above, near the top. Yeah, it's getting clearer. A cello? Yes, it's Arturia's music. Time to also beat her up. A queer Schweden falls on the balcony, flowing backwards before it can touch Arturia's wings, and forming a cloud before her. That's one hell of a performance, I guess. Or rather, a smoke wing. I knew the arts of those Capine couldn't stop my smoke wing. And here I thought my first audience member would be my obsessed little brother. Enough, little angel. No one wants to hear you play. I thought you wished to enter the Genesis horn, Herr Fremont. Does the authority, too. You all want to clean up Herkunftszorn Grim legacy, but deep down you have other desires. Hey, just E-Man, how you doing? Grimmacht wants power. As for you, just deeply etched emotions. Chat seem a bit empty. It is what it is. Witch King's closest confidant, a class of ideologies, and a joining of arts. Your friendship was practically synonymous with Lifehanian's golden age. And doesn't your parting of ways make this reunion of old friends all the more alluring? What are you Are you reading my mind? Sorry, she listened to your emotions. You're not immune to the propaganda. Not even the King of Sarkas dare to pause my scrolls. Watch yourself if you're doing so, Angel. The music of your heart simply resonates with mine. Just as my music reaches the ears of many, I can choose not to hear the whispers of your heart. So that's your little trick. Your music was the key. Herkunftszorn's true melody had nothing to do with that score he scribbled down. It was his emotions. The soul of the traitor will lead them to the lost Genesis horn. Seemann, Loris, Quant, Gerhard and Cora. Yeah, well, it's up to you. Well, thank you for that then. I'm slowly playing through it, but I've been consistent with playing 2 Arknights over the months. I found the Witch King's final words. It's already 2 AM? Jesus. I mean, I guess it's Friday, right? So it's kinda fine. But yeah, you know, for me it's like just 8. So it's a nice evening. Doing good. I found the Witch King's final words, buried in the depths of the emotions. This is German indeed. Good for you. You got to hear his dying ramblings. Would you like a medal from Lifehanian? You can take it and squam. Plot on back to Latavano. A grey cloud appears beneath Arturia. It explodes and engulfs the Sancta and the instrument. Sorry, Herr Fremont. I cannot stop. I must see Herkunftszorn. I want to play him. I want to feel the life he led. His faults in his last moments. And the intense emotions that still echo in the skies above Lifehanian, long after his death. I want an answer. Your parlor tricks will only hasten your death, Sancta. You should not underestimate her, I think. But yeah, I still wonder what she really wants to hear from the Witch King. I tried, Professor. I buried my head in the tomes of the spire, looking for an answer within the pages. Lives are so fragile. One wrong choice and they're gone forever. At least this someone can play Arknights and 2M can keep me company. Fair. So what are you up to be up at this hour? But Herkunftszorn remains unwavering, even in death. like an everlasting spire. I mean, hopefully you also hear good music. I do like the soundtrack of the side story a lot, so the boss soundtrack better be balling. What makes him so special? Kann Herkunftssohn truly be killed? Is Arthur inside both me and Hildegard? Man, sorry, you also have to die. We were weapons made to fight him. Was he ever truly mortal? Only something designed to defeat him can do so. Yeah, you know, just because you needed a specific knife to kill someone doesn't mean they're not mortal. They say you told Herkunftshorn the secrets of eternity. Hiding behind a curtain not belonging to this land, he has avoided the gaze of death itself. What is that dimension like? Huh. Does he just have a pocket dimension of not getting old? Villagers have studied it for thousands of years, but no one has ever entered it other than Herkunftszone. By doing so, he has learned more than any of us. Are you not curious? Don't you want to steal the Genesis Horn and take it for the Liches? We could bring back all of its knowledge. The Sarkos could make use of it. It's... Hypercliff is a music company for sure. Whisk? Since when do we need to listen to the twins? Alfane has never been our country. Yeah, but come on, you can still care about it. The whisk comes from the dimension itself. The void, the endless, demons. Demons? Void is far from empty. It is filled with danger, the unknown. No. Should I be concerned? Enough. What was that blackness just now? Was it your last death, Herr Fremont? You glimpsed into the void. It almost swallowed you. I've heard that the Liches can extend their lives almost indefinitely. Then, you still feel fear when facing the destruction of the flesh. You're talking about matters you do not and should not understand. Why not? There's a Valley side story that I'm not interested in, but how about this? I guess I for one be like FedEx as a character, so that's a big plus. I'm also still working on it, but I want to basically play Lifanian Niche, so getting to see the characters is also very nice, and I would say this is probably hopefully still main story relevant, since I know that later on Master's travel is between the main chapters, so I will have caught up to that at least. That's the main reason. But yeah, I also just like Lifanian. And I would say this is like one hell of a long side story, but it is a very good one. I do enjoy it a lot. Life is short. Why must we approach its conclusion knowing nothing? But yeah, I do get why. I do like the story in Arknights, but I also do get the people that like mostly skip to the, I guess, less interesting parts for them, because it is so much to read. The forbidden is forbidden for a reason. If you won't abandon your pursuit, then you'll have to die here. Thousands of threats wind down from the void behind the lich. Faster than a gale and thicker than a deluge. They wrap themselves around Arturia's cello. Her bow and swings, as well as her hands and torso. Exile. The old lich has no plans to allow her to return to Laterano. He wants her to disappear completely. Nah, that's not how you're gonna end her storyline. Victoria smiles. It was a bore, perhaps for the last time. Forgive me my ignorance and arrogance, Herr Fremont. I'd rather die the very next second, fall into the void, be lost to chaos, than stop playing. It's her life. That's the one thing she knows how to do. Last note sounds. Before she's swallowed by the infinite void, Victoria knows her performance is complete. You see, Ermengarde? Thanks for the heads up. There's so many threads here that my soul was almost shaken from my body before I could see clearly. I mean, Kelsey's dialogue is longer than Genshin's whole story. Olympus coming, I don't remember. That is kinda hilarious. There are yappers in this game for sure. It's also satisfying that this is a relatively old gacha game, but yeah. I think the biggest problem with dividing in the game is that at some points the ads are far too long and breathy with what they want to bring across for no reason. That's a Genesis Zone. It looks so much like the Witch King's legendary spire. The dark cloud cracks. It is like a great eye, slowly opening up in the void. Reflected within is none other than the dark spire last seen 23 years ago. Like modern movement, you don't look at my chat. Hey, that's how you know that I actually read. But yeah, the power of having, I guess, multiple screens, and then I need to actually look around. Right in between the twin spires, right where it used to be. Was the Genesis Spire ever truly toppled? Or was it just managed into a dimension? Did Herkunft Zone, the Witch King, ever truly die? Did every life alien's nightmare just return? Or did it never leave? The sound of the cello is gone. Arturia. Herr Giallo! The knot is moving. It's a warning from Lessing and the Lich. I mean, the story is important, but the whole game is so long. It takes so much to catch up and everything, and I'm so far away from it, which is in a sense nice, but yeah, it is dense. Like the only IS I really played is IS 6, and I wouldn't say I'm even done with it. Like, not close at all. And I will not even be done before they release the next IS. And then there would be all the other ISs I actually could go back to and to do. Yo, Edge Lore Lamp. We do love our Erbenholz. This place isn't normal. Extinguish your candle, Frau Torste. Don't use any arts. I have no idea what's going to happen next. Everything's gonna explode. Yippee! It's fine, you know. But this will just keep moving up the staircase. Nothing can go wrong. The stairs, they've changed. Is this some kind of arts? An illusion created by Frau Giallo's music? Something else. We'll just play IS2 and then stop because it's very long. Fair. I mean, I played like a little bit of IS2, but I never even got an ending in IS2. Because when I did it, I was relatively new still. It was when they actually changed the system for it a bit to update it with everything else. I think that's the reason why I did a bit of IS back then. Erbenholz? Only faint footsteps. Soon, not even that. Welcome to the nothingness. Welcome to the endless now. The spiral staircase continues to extend further and further, till its end is no longer in sight. Am I walking up or down? Hey, there's one easy way to find out. Have you considered jumping? Wait, are you a new player? Depends how you wanna phrase it. How long? It's like at this point, it's... When did I start? I did start like last October? Maybe around? No, it's a bit earlier. Probably. I basically started around the time when Chapter 15 released. So, not a whole year yet for sure. We're slowly getting there, but yeah, I'm still very much in the process of catching up. Very much. Rihanna feels her consciousness go distant. All she knows for sure is that she's alone on these stairs. Okay, do we get to fight the Witch King and trivialize him? But the nice part is, he is part of the navigation event thingy, so I get to see his mechanics then. That is a map. That is a map of all time. Oh, you will live, right? Armament Orchestra Solist. More likely to get attacked by your units. And your tank. Gains a shield that blocks and partially reflects 10 instances of damage taken when melancholic variation is active. Okay, don't let the man be sad. Got it. When CC2 came out, like after. Man. Hey, fair. I mean, I might be biased because when I watch somebody else play the game or anything, I try to avoid spoilers. But I think over the years they did get a lot of newer players still. After this, after the stage I can show my operators my account for sure. I don't mind, but I should probably. I'm a bit concerned about those men, but what can they do? Other than being frozen bozos. Honestly, we can just do this and we'll be fine. We can just be one block here. Music is a banger here. But yeah, I feel like I've been starting the game like at a very opportune time, and from my understanding there was a lot of kinda power creep, so I have been eating good with the operators I've gotten, I think. And yeah, I very much do enjoy the game. Basically I started Arknights mostly because of the collab and Limbus. Because I've been playing too much Limbus in my life. And then I was like, this is a very good video game. But yeah, I'm... Show me the Witch King coward. Imagine enemies. Okay. Yep. Okay, imagine enemies? Please? Okay, now we have something to deal with. So you can
너가
put you here.
사라지되
말하기 좀 그런데 내가 일으킨 트러블은 나밖에 수습 못해. 말해.
But yeah,
사실 확인.
all stages were for sure not made with Exalter Mind and also just Silver Ash and Permanent Exalter. You can be happy now. Look at this. Come at me. Or you can fuck it. Actually, this is awkward.
조종이 소리의 음향을 울린다.
But yeah, this is also part of the reason why I want to make basically a niche team in the future. So that I handicap myself when I do go back to older content. You don't need to show me this again. The doctor will be here soon. Are you crying, Viviana? I didn't gonna judge you for using heavy unit. Fair. I mean, it's more that I do realize myself that I end up sometimes realizing content. I feel like it's a bit... What I've noticed when I was a new player, everyone was like, Visceral is evil, Visceral is overpowered, it makes you not have to think in the game. And then all the other units I get, and I'm like, no, I feel like this is as powerful as Visceral for sure. And hey, Wang will be more powerful from what I gather. I don't think I have the strength to wipe away your tears anymore. You're too kind, too gentle. Aw. Often think back to the day we first met. I'd come from Zwillingstürme to Stormland just to take you out of Werner's spire. You huddled in the back seat, holding onto your tiny suitcase and leaning gently against my chest. Mine must have been an adorable Viviana. I was wondering, was this little girl scared to leave her father? Scared of life in foreign Casimir's. But no, we're just trying to stay low, so no one would see your horns and cause trouble for Werner. Even so, it was so late at night, and no one would have paid attention to a car leaving the great spires of the Kurfürst. You were so little back then. Don't remember that? Nein, you do. You can lament, you can blame, you can mourn, you can regret, you can rage. All that, and only then can you... Please, don't leave me. You're the only one I have left. It's fine. You can have a new family at Wolf's Island if I pull you. Let me see you one last time. I'm right here. I'm so glad I can see the expression on your face right now. Okay, but you will feel the tears on your skin. You deserve a better life than this, Viviana. If there really is one. Tall as the Empire's towers is, Empress Tower is, it's not endless, or so she believes. The spiral staircase extends before her, but the direction itself seems to be torn apart by some unknown irreversible power. Welcome to the Tower of Babel now. She keeps moving forward, but she can't make any progress. Viviana is tired, and when one is tired, it is easy to notice what one has lost. Not unlike the 22 years of her life. Are you lost? Viviana looks up. She sees a young Capricorn woman whose face is filled with curiosity and concern. Sorry, I must have bumped into you in my hurry. It's alright. Are you okay? You look very pale. I'm fine. I was just thinking about something. Do you know this place well? Yeah, I live nearby, you know. I'm from the horror dimension. Where does this lead? Didn't you come here on your own? Where it leads is entirely up to where you want to go. That's funky. Take care now. I'll be going. Where I want to go. Rihanna's fingers brushed the handveil next to her. Ochre paint covers the emblem of Ortica under a thick layer of dust, so bright it could have been painted yesterday. The Witch King. She recalls the historical novel, Die Glut. When the Witch King first ascended to the throne, he gave his builders a blueprint of the Genesis Spire, a monument so great, the likes of which Lifanian had never seen. Simply gazing up on the plains was enough to make one short of breath as was standing before its foundation. I mean, I would also go like, you really want to build an endless tower? Good luck with this, man. Witch King was scrupulous about every last detail of the Genesis Spire, down to the materials and paints, used for every fence and veiling, which must never fade in color. It would become the sole symbol of Lifanian. As the Genesis horn fully descended. What had rumored just now? Viviana comes to a startling realization. The Capinel we just passed by was like one of the young people living on the outskirts of Zwillingstürme. In the prime of her life, busy and tireless, her voice emanating the warmth of a fresh cup of tea. She should not be here. Neither the Empress's Spire, nor the Genesis horn. Viviana turns around. No one is there. What about you, Viviana? Ah, she belongs here. Curse the language of man. Exactly. Why are you here? Why did you come back to Lifanian? Why did you leave? You couldn't say goodbye to your father. You couldn't return to the spire of your childhood, the tower you memorized along with the vein and wet moss. You watched Cora die in your arms. You couldn't take her away from this dusk-scorched city. What can you stop? Probably can't stop the deaths of thousands of people, actually, if you think about it. What can you change? What can you possibly accomplish? If the Witch King isn't dead, if he sits at the end of this endless spiral, would you back him for enlightenment? Just like those fanatics? It really does sound a bit absurd. The staircase stretches on and on, until Liliana sees a door in an inconspicuous corner. A tiny, familiar door. She made it. Attempting to turn left at each intersection turns to a progress through continuous deviation. He knows how to get out of the labyrinth. I give you that. Unsuccessful. Attempting to descend. Now, what does Federico actually desire? Fail to reach bottom of staircase after 45 minutes. Attempt unsuccessful. Oof. Federico has spent a long time on the staircase of the Empress's Spire. He stops in his tracks after yet another failed attempt. At the most basic level, arts are a rigid form of order. The Twin Empresses would not have hired a mentally ill architect. Come on, this is sprawling interior design to imagine, to design the spires. And no artificer could have recreated such orderless architecture. My judgment was impaired due to my experience at Ludwig's Universität's Sonata Spire. Distortion occurring within this tower is unrelated to arts. As the Genesis horn covered the entire spire, causing changes in reality. Arturia's music is also absent. When in doubt, just start shooting. After a brief pause, Federico pulls out a shotgun and fires in front of him. The sound of the gunshot fills the space, but the projectiles vanish right before his eyes, as though wiped away by some formless something. Herr Sancta! As he hears the sound, Federico sees the projectiles again, now moving with a slow and clear trajectory, like a rock skipping across the water. Ripples spat and everything beneath the surface is revealed. Ah? Well, phew. Put away your gun, please. You know, see, when in doubt, it does work to just fire your gun. This is... Put away your gun, please. I do not require you to repeat yourself. Why are you not doing it? I heard something similar from everyone I met. Arknight's story is unique. I guess this time some places stuck in the 1930s, but another future. But like most of them is primitive, but at a bit of the magic work. It is very unique. It's a bit charming that at the same time you are like in the Industrial Revolution and also have like, you know, it's just basically modern kind of China and everything and stuff like that. But yeah, it is nice. I do very much like the world building. It's has something going on. It is refreshing. But yeah, and I will be right back in like 3 minutes so I can actually think something. Yippee! So yeah, be right back in 3 minutes. Boop, boop, boop. And we're back. But yes, time for funky dimensional shit. I feared something similar from everyone I met on this mission. Of course you did. This is Zwillingstürme, not Laterano. Earth always liked to talk about Laterano. He said that when the Sancta go out, they bang any buildings they don't like, and bang the buildings they do. Like, even more eagerly. Come on, how else will you get rid of your buildings other than controlled explosions? Jan and I used to think he was making things up because he didn't like his hometown very much. Anyway, look around you. That is funky. Zwillingstürme is an old city. Any brick or tile could have a score or a poem etched on it by a drunk artist from a century ago. This is. Federico quickly assesses the site before him. If this place is the Genesis Horn, where the Witch King's legacy is kept, Arturia's final destination, then it is difficult to believe that his bullets could have broken through some sort of barrier, brought him here from that strange staircase. Federico examines the woman before him. Blank on her face is no more nor less than that of a citizen performing her civic duty to stop a rude tourist. You understand me, Herr Sancta? Put away your gun, please. Excuse me, but it's my good luck gun, okay? They are clearly not on the streets of Zwillingstürme. You seem unaware of this. You have mentioned Loris and Jan. Assuming you're referring to Loris Bortin and Jan Schüler. Please, tell me your name. Julia Schüler. We uncovered it. Let's go. You're so great at your job, Federico. Alright, that's first event. This is inside a Genesis Horn? Witch King's resting place? But a Witch King. Stop looking around, little angel. You caught up. I'm not surprised. I wish I could say the same. The last thing I expected was for you to actually cling to a lich's thread and be voluntarily exiled. So, where is the Witch King? That. What else? No, I should be able to sense him. His arts, his emotions, his will, if I trust. Arturia looks around. It's a space without boundaries, defined by only indescribable flows of light, like the respiration of the void. He studies her cello, puts a hand on the strings, and sets her bow. Silence. Bow touches the string, but the vibration produces no sound. Emotion familiar to her, so natural, has lost all meaning here. Finally noticed. I can't play. I've lost my music. That's rough. Is it because of the Genesis Horn? Or the rules of the Witch King? That's why he stopped playing actual instruments, just forbidden in his domain? Arrogant, foolish, witless. That petty halo over your head is shedding light on your pale face. I wish I could do the same to your brain. Fillmore has like no cool, man. Where do you think you are right now? Inside Herkunftszorn coffin? A treasure trove of the Pashas of Sargon? A witch's magic pocket from a Victorian fairy tale? Nevermore. Beginning and end of all threats. As though muttering to himself, someone speaks in a familiar word in Sarkas. Yeah, I guess we just cannot use her arts here. Guess we'll see why. Or maybe the name he gave it would be more in line with your understanding. Desolate Domain. Kargereich? What you're seeing is the other side of the wheel. A dimension always in flux. Any rule, any reality disintegrates before it in an instant. Through the long aeons, the Lich have caught only glimpses of it. Despite Herkunftszorn's life's work, the best he could manage was to create a tiny, volatile bubble in its infinite void. Arturia does not respond to Vermont's anger. He simply touches the strings again, the unbroken hush. There's no disappointment or fear, only confusion. An emotion that only flashes across Arturia's face before she looks up and smiles. Perfect. So the Witch King didn't prolong his will to mystical arts, but instead created his own retreat in Kargereich. His pocket still exists, so he must be here. Just that there's still a ways to go to reach his throne. Aren't you curious what happens if you're exiled again in Kargerreich? You go into the minus dimension. Victoria realizes that the shadows are growing. The witchcraft had been moving while she was speaking. Bat-like shadows grow into thick vines around the moor, merge into the ambiguous colors of the ground, and begin to come at her. Death and extinction, decay in its full bloom. I still haven't found my answer. I have to rediscover my music. I must perform the Witch King. I can't die yet. She's perfectly willing to meet her end performing. Yeah, but first she needs to play with the man himself. What she can't accept is to fade into silence, with the truth so near. What is she looking for so desperately, though? The shadows quack, and the quail vein rushes up to engulf all. Der Wiener Uhrturm winks. Let's go. I guess Austria is just the Kargerreich. That's how it works. Who knew that Austria is just the void? It explains a lot. Go to the Genesis Spire. The performance begins. New music, new arts. Protecting Vidunien against catastrophe and the cannons of Gaul. Herkunftszone. Reality is unstable here. Okay, but hey, that means you can just hang out with yourself, isn't that nice? Was it caused by the exile? No. It was like this before we entered Kargerreich. Herkunftszone's power is diminishing. The Genesis Horn's collapse is accelerating. Ah! I'm still alive? The melody, it's gone. She clung to one string of sound distinct from the environment, escaped the threats of exile. Now, the melody has become tangible, emerging from the void, descending before her. It has taken human form. Excuse me? Was it your melody that saved my life? Are you a spirecaster of the Witch King? Nah, I just was great at music. The Witch King? How could you think that? I'm sorry, but how the hell did she end up here? Careful, keep your voice down. Is someone after you? You're hurt. Stay put and tight here. Don't worry. I know this place well. No one will find it. me. Exactly.
박사랑 다들 열심히 한 덕분이라는 건
Okay,
알고 있는데.
I guess I can
근데
give a quick
박사,
show off.
내가 쓰러뜨린 적도 있어?
There's a tutorial at...
어떤
Okay, I don't
일인지
question it.
알려줬으면 좋겠는데. 박사님, 집무실에서 방송하는
Let's
거
go, we
허락해주셔서
also
정말 감사해요.
can do my dailies. But yeah, I guess I can actually look. But as you can see, I'm level 96. I guess it shows when I actually started the game, right?
열심히
Man.
일을 해야 월급도
Jesus
오르고
Christ,
좋은
I've been
물건도
playing
살
for
수
so long.
있으니까요.
But yes, I have exactly 200 operators. Yippee! But don't listen to this. I basically at...
눈물이 나더라고.
what is it? I basically finished chapter 13. And I wanna do chapter 14 after this. God damn it, the official. Wait a sec. Okay, I can wait. What do I gonna add here? Okay, wait. I can actually copy it. I think. For instance, friends. Can I not copy this somewhere here? Am I stupid? Maybe I'm stupid. But yeah, you can add me. Having more friends is always nice. It's more people I can get the clues from. That's all what the people are to me, and probably landing any Tvegodias, because I'm bad at video games and sometimes need Tvegodia. Just go, man. Okay. But yeah, I guess the most interesting part are the operators. I have a Vedian. Opening Arknights is long, that's fair. But yeah, I guess probably what is more interesting is like sorting it with 6 stars. So yeah, I got Edith's like in the certificate store when I was still relatively new, which was a good carry. And then so far I've basically mostly been able to do 300 pulls on limited banners, so that was also nice. Man, I can't believe Masi wouldn't smash the Lich SMH. Thorns was like the first 6-star I got from basically the starter banner, then got a Savia from the selector. They have been carrying me to this day. Yep. And yeah, I'm now slowly trying to get some Germans going. Most in Europe, yeah. I did get spooked by a W on a limited banner, which was spooky. That was spooky. Imagine if it would have been visible. I could have been living the life. And yeah, that is basically my 6 stars. And then there's some 5 stars. Who cares about 5 stars in this video game? You look so happy though. Actually, man, I have so many 5 stars at this point. But yeah, like, as a new player, you kinda end up with just so many modern, overpowered operators. Wow, for W. I do want to build her at some point when I have more resources too. But hey, she chose me, I guess. She's really cute though, I like her a lot. That's the right answer. There you go, okay. But yeah, let's... Actually, I'm not quite sure if I can finish the whole event. I probably don't want to go too long, but we will keep going. Don't care about the 5s. Nobody cares about the stinky 5 and 4 stars and stuff like that, right? There's no order to be found within chaos. You must grasp whatever little you can. Absorbs all incoming damage and transfers it to the aspect of creation. That sounds spooky. I do.
In meiner Musik zu erzittern ist deine Ehre.
You are just very biased though, Musty. This place is drowning in the Witch King's aggravating cacophony. So exercise caution. Okay, I get it already, there's a shield on. Why are you like this? There's a tuning note here. I was protected by a screen, and I can't hit it. Ah, that's a pretty intriguing phenomenon, actually. Guards and sounds absorbed by that location appear to have been silenced. Ah, I see. It is just a black hole, basically. At the same time, a new sound has been born from it. We can use this to attack the node. Fascinating. Ah, it seems like the energy absorption phenomenon is disappearing. Oh, that's rude. Even a tonal piece follows the rules of rhythm. Let's see if I can counterpoint a repetition. Oh, we can just deploy them, okay. Success. Now we can reproduce that phenomenon anywhere on the battlefield. We may attack it to continue capturing nodes. Here you go, man. I guess I probably can already change it, right? This is how I perish.
빨리. 망령조차 널 구해주지 못할 거다.
Soll ich eröffnen? Import mit euch!
Ah, we got this, my man. I hope. Except it used to me, he goof. It changed locations. It would seem the laws of creation and annihilation are indeed quite unstable here. We must seize the chance at opportune time. Furthermore, it appears that no matter how we attack it, the sounds it produces deal only physical damage. You can try attacking enemies with it. What? I guess I'll take it. That is for sure a cacophony though.
Mission accomplished.
Okay, stuff go into the hole, I get it. There we go. Maybe I will just start it, do the before story and the fight and do the after story next time I stream, because I feel like otherwise actually right now I don't need anyone. I reflex. I guess I did do the navigator event. Now I reflexively go like, what about support? Let's go, it's young Viviana. Look at her, you're cute. Don't just stand there. Come inside. Let me show you around my room. She is so happy. What do you think? That's not a room. You're outside. Goddammit, Viviana. You decorated yourself? She wasn't. Okay, Basti, I don't want to shock you, but I think everyone was a child once. Leonie helped. It's just space isn't right. Your room is lovely. Danke! This room gets more sunlight than any other in the entire spire. The giant lazy as Stormland's sun is. It feels so dark in here, even on the cloudiest days. And then there's the veranda. It runs along the entire wall of the room. Look at that view. How far can you see? Look there! But what? The green roof over there. It's the Cleanlossy... Okay, whoever named this, you shouldn't have done this. The Cleanlossy Botanical Garden. Woody took me there a few times. There's so many plants we don't see in Stormland, or even Greater Lifanian, but I love its roof the most. She just loves architecture. Some Bolivarian claw vines worked their way up there. It's probably too tall to easily get up onto the roof to trim them, so the staff just let them grow. Now they cover the entire thing. That does sound kinda cozy. In springtime, clusters of pink flowers bloom from the vines, and the roof looks like a pink cloud. Now, in summertime, it's a deep green. The leaves of those vines never drop. By autumn, the roof will turn gold, and in winter, only a perfect sheet of white will remain. Yeah, I can picture it now. Beautiful. No matter how busy Fatih was with his government work, he would always take time out of his day to come visit. But he would paint the scenery while he quietly told me the stories. Evian. Yes? You shared those stories with me, of Mutti and Fatih. The day in Marigold Alley, when he waited for her. Fatih said he was determined to say goodbye to her. But once he saw her, he couldn't bring himself to turn and go. Vivian, if two hands are destined to join, why let the lands come between them? So cheesy. Henry, Fatih brought Mutti back to Stormland. Man, it is a happy child in this alternate mirror world. But will this really last? For hard word, you say it perfectly. Thank you for the glazing. He stood right there, beneath the spire, telling the worthies and the bigwigs that if they didn't show Mutti the proper respect, he'd never return to Hochberg's spire again. Nor would he succeed at the core first. And did the noble succeed? He did! All because Fadi stood below the spire for 3 whole days. Many men came to either change his mind or just shout at him, but none succeeded. He had no choice but to give in. Werner von Hochberg protected his love, like a hero from a storybook. They were married with the blessings of everyone around them. Viana von Hochberg, your birth too, won the blessings of all. Wunderbar. Huh? What was that? She's just gonna cry tears of happiness. Viviana, this is a wonderful life. Is that Leonie? The door's open. Maid walks in. Viviana looks to hide, but the maid goes straight for the little girl, as she doesn't see Viviana at all. Leonie, are you here for the carpet? Fräulein Troste, please step aside. It's a masterpiece by a Minoan craftsman, very comfortable under my feet. The image of the lake and white walls on it is so vivid. I can almost feel the wind blowing when I look at it, man. This Viviana for sure is like the most pampered child in existence. Is that what she was yearning for? Mutti loved this carpet. She worked so long and hard, scribing so many poems for others, just to be able to buy it. Aww. When she left Zwillingstürme, she didn't bring much luggage with her, but she did bring this carpet. So, it would sell for a bit of money. You have to understand, the Dame. The spire is otherwise empty. Your room is the last decent thing in the place. She could help it. The Dame wouldn't touch a thing in here. Or are they basically bankrupt? Can she either choose being a noble or somehow having a family but losing everything else? But since Kurfürst Werner's death, she has been troubled by all sorts of people. She sold everything that could be sold. No, you're due to go study in Columbia, which takes no small amount of coin. She hopes you won't have to live in poverty abroad. Huh? Oh, but I could always not go. That won't do, Fräulein. You ought to leave Stormland, to leave Lithuanian. Dame said as much to the Kurfürst 2 years ago. It was only recently he gave the nod. You ought to set out soon, lest he change his mind. What about Mutti? Can she come with me? The Dame is at the Kurfürst's beck and call. She must remain in the spire. Man, turns out, even if your parents would have been together, life would have been shit. Yippee! I should speak to Uncle Shield. Fräulein, he may be your paternal uncle, but he is now Kurfürst of Stormland. Just 2 years after the late Kurfürst Werner took the seat. He was assassinated while touring the domain. His marriage to the Dame offended a lot of people. Man. Why is Terra like this? And some have speculated it was Shield himself. What am I thinking? Why do I even tell you this? Leonie, I have a question. I'm not sure who to ask. Go ahead. If Mutti and Fadi had lived an ordinary life, a commoner's life, would we have been happy? About that. Fräulein, you've always been the sort of girl who sees things as they are. You know what's going on. Pack your things. Put your beloved books and art collections into the rattan box there. I'll take care of the carpet and come back to put the rest in order. Fluffy girl looks out at the city below the veranda. The wind is her only company now. They say the roof of the Glalossi Botanical Garden is beautiful. But what's there to appreciate when the night shrouds all? Porciallo? This is where everybody just gets depression because they just see whatever they desire is garbage. Seems I really can't hear the voices anymore. No obvious wounds on you. Could your hearing be impaired? No, it's just much quieter than I'm used to. Even as you're standing right in front of me, I still feel so distant from you. Fuck. Oh, that's a little better. Maybe I should speak louder? No, that's not it. Let me take you somewhere nearby to rest. The ones chasing you should be far away by now. Come, I'll help carry the cello. Why are you gripping it so tightly? Fingers are turning white. It's the lifeblood, you don't get it. Must be very important to you. It's my eyes, my ears, my voice, and my heart. I'm ashamed to admit it, but there was a time I was even afraid of it. Oh? It took me some time to learn how to get along with it. So, why are you sitting in a dark corner with the lights out? Amita Luciana doesn't know you've come back. Why did you skip cello practice after rolling in the park? Oh, I'm sorry. I seem to have kicked your cello. No! The instrument is expensive. If I've damaged it, I have the money to compensate you. He was always like this. Pretty, take it away for me, will you? Hide it anywhere you like. The study, the attic, in storage. You can even throw it away. Imagine the time where he did it. Are you crying? You played another piece you hadn't mastered yet. I don't know. As soon as I throw my bow across its strings, I hear voices. So many voices. The real voices, trapped in the bodies of men and women. Want to come out, I should help them. Imagine sending your children to therapy. But they're too loud, too chaotic. So many crying voices, laughing voices, whispering voices. Voices furiously complaining. They all surge together. You're so loud, Fede. I can hardly breathe. Are you unwell? Should I get Amita Luciana? I just need some quiet. The room is quiet, except for the isolated sobbing in the corner. Two black halos look at each other, a cold faint light being the only words they share. Just be quiet for a while, just so my head doesn't hurt so much. Just for a bit, man. We'll get used to the voices. I wanna go to my room and sleep and we'll like lock the door. That sounds like not the best roommate, not gonna lie. I hope you get into your bed at some point then. There's nothing more pleasant than your own bed for sure. I just haven't mastered the skill yet. It didn't take me long to learn to row the boat today. All I had to do was row through the thick fog to the island in the center of the lake. The song comes from the far shore. Are you singing? It's a folk song popular with buskers on the street. It's got a nice sound to it. I'm a little tone deaf, so when Jan would come home after being bullied, I'd comfort him with the song. Thank you. You mentioned the street just now. Oh yeah, Carl Schmidt Street. People of Zwillingstürme also call it Marigold Alley. Do we get any explanation why we have the funky transition, no? Senora Schüler, you haven't answered my question. Why are there like 5 of you? According to the records of the Zwillingstürme gendarmerie, Freiherr Finn engaged in combat with a suspect to stop a kidnapping on Carl Smith Street in the autumn of 1085. The Baron was injured and unconscious for a period. When he awoke, both the suspect and the abducted Katrina woman, 27-year-old Julia Schüler, were missing. You do not look like 27-year-old. Lois Borden took over the case and conducted a series of investigations, finding no promising leads. He found the Baron's testimony suspicious, with the only certainty being that the Baron was the last person to see you. He strongly believed that a secret lay hidden within, something like the Witch King's later experiments on infected civilians, that he had become the target of the Baron. But under pressure from above, the gendarmerie halted any subsequent investigation and closed the case as an accidental disappearance. Louis Borden took the case file back to his residence, and over the course of 15 years, was grown increasingly thick. He never gave up on investigating the truth, never gave up on looking for you, despite several clues indicating that Julia Schüler was already deceased. Well, never found a body, I guess, so... You have just informed me that this here is Carl Schmidt's suite. In other words, he came to Chinatown posthumously, and currently exists as a form of consciousness. In your cognition, you have never left the scene of the incident. So please tell me, what exactly happened in the course of that incident? This is indeed Marigold Alley. You're standing in front of the piano studio at the intersection. I think you're drunk. Oh, Executor, you've wasted so much time. You really have to place these arts devices in their proper places quickly. This maskman will be coming soon. Will all of the Witch King follower come? Do we have to beat them up? Do you mean to say the Witch King's remains appear at various locations in Kargerreich? According to some noble set of rules? Ah! Are they the Witch King's remains? No, they're not the ones in reality. Sowing chaos in the name of the Witch King. What you see are but manifestations of the Witch King's craft. The echoes of Herkunftszorn in a truer sense. Klangenfolken, to follow the sounds, that's the way to see the Witch King. Why would the Witch King be in Zwillingstürme? Hey, it's a nice city, okay? Also, I suppose it makes sense. I'm already dead. The Witch King is too. So, we're in the same place, that's logical enough. Would also explain all these strange happenings. Perhaps having lost the sound of music, I no longer perceive what you see in your eyes. Why do you call this place Zwillingstürme? Are you blind too? Occhiello, do you see the music Instrumententürme? What? Tuya looks in the direction the Carina woman is pointing and sees nothing but vague light and shadow. That is indeed a rock. That is an impressive spire, Jesus Christ. Reichsmusikhochschule has towers, Musikinstrumententürme, but only 11. Okay, let me count. 1, 2, 3. I think it's a bit more than 11. Reichsmusikhochschule is the most famous landmark in Bachshof. Each spire of the Royal Academy is inspired by a musical instrument, was named for it upon completion. There are 11 instruments, and when Herr Bach presided over his glorreiches Kapitalprojekt, a grand urban plan, he added 11 more. Let's go. 22 instrument spires corresponding to the 22 districts of Zwillingstürme, like a perfect symphony orchestra. Imagine the costs. Imagine the taxes they had to pay for this. Ha. You know your stuff. Yeah, but there are only 11 Musikinstrumententürme here. This is not the Reichsmusikhochschule of Zwillingstürme, but that of the Witch King's time. And behind us is a tilted spire, circular the color of jade. Der schiefe Turm der Ewigkeit. Leaning Tower of Eternity? We are not in Pisa. It was originally a spire of some Kurfürstadter. It began to lean due to changes in the strata, with the support of the magnificent arts of the spire casters, attained its baffling tilt without collapsing. This miracle of Lithuanian architecture was destroyed in a catastrophe 4 centuries ago, Jesus. Well, this is clearly a space beyond time. Not only that, I see der Wiener Uhrturm, das auf den Kopf gestellte Strafgebäude, die Tür des Wissens, der Schönbrunn-Turm. This is where they just put all the German words the thesaurus and went like, let's go ham. Countless spires of different eras, forms and functions. I've only read about them in books or heard of them in stories from my elders. But here they all stand. This isn't Zwillingstürme, but it's not Vidunian either. I think the most proper name for it be Lithuanian. For any part it feels familiar as the marigold alley beneath my feet. The intersection sits the piano studio. The end of the street is an art gallery. Right in the middle is my cafe. I'm glad it is still here. I've rediscovered them. I can still live just the way I used to. How is she not insane at this point? I mean, imagine just being on your own like this for years. So unfamiliar this place is. I was rather call it Zwillingstürme. Maybe you haven't rediscovered your old life. Rather, it's because of your life that you came to be here. Oh! There are only 9 Musikinstrumententürme left. When did the Klavierturm and the Waldhornturm vanish? Every more was wide. The Gemstone is accelerating its collapse. Frau Giallo, do you see it now? Nocturne, Unseen Spire. But yeah, I probably will beat it up and save the after story for another day. I am getting a bit tired. Honestly, I feel like I don't really need even the hole that much, but maybe I might just be wrong.
결단을 내려라. 내 놈들 잘못된 길을 의심치도 않았구나.
Should probably be greedy though. It should be alright. Jade not gonna put anyone in there. But yeah, everything that has such small eggs that you can so easily just turtle up to. I don't realize that this actually shows you how strong the shield is. That's neat. Let's probably put you here. Yeah. I should probably want to be able to change soonish. I mean, I guess being able to change overall would be useful. I guess the hole did vanish. Oh, it's down there and blind. Wait, how? I'm fucking blind. Okay, wait, I have to restart it. How did I not? How did I not see the other side, man? You know what? Maybe I should. Okay, we still do the fight. I love it. I said it's easy to. There's some hilarity there. I love comedy. Okay.
전원, 규율은 제대로 지키도록.
이 이상은 못 지나갑니다.
전원은 명확하다.
And still do mostly the same though.
정토를 더럽힌 것을 후회하게 되리라.
I guess a second healer could have been neat then. Especially since this is more open. So maybe here.
모두의 행동을 제압한다. 그거면 되겠지.
This would be also good to know where the boss comes from. Maybe put the healing actually like here might be more relevant. Guess we can have few around here to be the healer. I should have bought monster properly.
결단을 내려라. 내 놈들은 정토를 더럽힌 것을 후회하게 되리라.
You can cover this side, probably give extra to the other side.
포기하지 마.
실력발휘 해볼까?
Hey, just don't kill yourself, please. She's gonna kill herself.
말해. 기능 소식 확인.
You can just have a hole to attack for a little bit, that makes sense. It's just it's a bit funky that they like introduced the mechanic just for the last fight. I guess it's also for the X stages later then.
우연히도
And I'll probably put you on this side.
기다리도록 하지.
This might as well make it easier for me.
포기하지 마.
결단을 내려라. 눈 모든 것을 묻어버리기를 기다리도록 하지.
And shoot this again.
뭐 제일 먼저
명령이다.
If their attacks go boom
이
though.
정도로 멈출
오케이.
거라 생각하지 마라.
이 얼마나 하찮은 저항인가. 실력 발휘 해볼까?
This is all healed now.
예전까지
Probably retreat you.
아마터면 잠들 뻔했네.
This feels wasteful. What if we get rid of this man? Overconfidence is a slowly insidious killer or something.
금방 끝난다.
You're not supposed to run away from me.
지식의 깨달음이 있지어다.
There's still no boss yet, or is there no boss? Am I going crazy, maybe? Is this one of the events that actually has even more than... Maybe it will be even longer.
응고되어라.
Because, yeah, you know, at this point I would have... Or the boss would have... I guess we really call it after this fight then. Jesus Christ, how long is this event? Let me actually... Oh, my notepad and note this down before I forget. Jesus Christ. But yeah, let's stop here then.
전장을 확인할 필요는 없어. 적들의 최후는 전부 다 파악하고 있으니까.
Oop. Yeah, you know, maybe reasonable. We will finish this one day. Is anybody streaming that I know? I hope there is somebody I actually know. I'm kinda EB, so I don't wanna... That's a bit more awkward to meet somebody you don't really know, I feel like. I am stalling, which is never a good thing. Espanol, the Spanish streamers are out there today, huh? You know what? Fuck it, I'm lazy today. I will just end it. Have a nice evening. We probably gonna... I guess we probably finish it on Monday. I will try to stream a lot more Arknights next week, I guess. Jesus Christ. Well, we will see. But yes, I mean, this is peak, but fuck me. So yeah, bye bye.